running in his house.
Here we go, baby.
Come on.
It's time to get there. Sexy.
Yeah.
It's played
The most
out.
ridiculous thing about Grogu
Stay with Luke.
they're trying to sell him like he's doing these acrobatics when you know they're just throwing this doll around. That's what once again,
That was funny, actually.
you don't believe it. You don't believe that Grogu is flipping. Someone is just off the screen throwing this thing. You know what I mean? And that's what it looks like.
Hold him. Hold the baby.
You're being the...
I hate it.
No way. No way.
I'm proud of you.
Oh, I wish I had my
Mark
baby
is
Yoda
in
so I
his
could
bag
throw
tonight.
that
It's ridiculous.
They said Bo-Katan should be late 40s, early 50s.
You want to tell me she was
No,
10
she
years
uses
younger than...
Bacta. There's a
Oh,
Bacta rub that she uses.
that's why she looks
Is that
young.
what they calling that now? Is that what they calling that now,
I'm
Kyler?
just kidding.
Vitalift Retinol Night Cream, the first press, a hygienic jar containing 2 derm-recommended ingredients. Retinol plus niacinamide, pressed into a deep moisturizing night cream. After 14 nights, wrinkles start to be less visible and skin tone looks more even. New Revitalift Retinol Pressed Cream.
Subscription.
Y'all
On
know if
top
y'all
of the
listen,
Snyder Cut.
if y'all listen real closely, you can hear the Majin snoring.
He's snoring?
Listen, be quiet.
Are you serious? Wow. My brother worked hard.
You can't make this up.
No, you can't make it up.
You can't make this up. You can't make this up.
Wow.
Just be quiet, y'all, and enjoy the stream.
Hey, yo, Abu Nas.
Yo, what up?
Yo, we chilling in the studio. But right about now, I think we need a freestyle.
Freestyle?
Yeah, can you handle it?
Yeah, I can handle that.
All
Yo,
right, my brother, go.
Supreme, that's a law. Always battle scarred. I rise for my people, straight to the graveyard. I can't understand why your dumb ass got banned. But leave it to me, brother, I will not shake your hand.
Word.
Chilling in the city, I'm listening to Biggie. The mayor of St. James, his spirit's still with me. You roll it up on Nas, yeah, you know what they gon' do. If you bought my album, then I'm glad you came through.
Hold it down.
You know the sound, holding this shit down for the lost and found.
Here we go.
You know the sound, holding this shit down for the lost and found. Faster than a laser beam, straight in your dreams. We're the A-team with the brand new regime. You gotta rep the streets every day and night. giving you the power to destroy the Antichrist. That's Dark Council in a nutshell, my dude. Don't interrupt, cause I know you being rude. Giving you protection for the one that's mic checking. Learning all the lessons that's here in this session. I'm on my Riley shit, you gon' pay me what you owe. Fuck around, boy, I'm gonna call Sub-Zero. My brother Subby picked up the phone. What it do? I want this bitch in hell, frozen like an ice cube.
I trolled on y'all. I really was not mute. What's up, everybody? It's the Dark Council. Dark Council. Dark Council. Dark Council. Dark. What up, everybody? Sandro. All right, Fed, I'm going to use my powers to bring greatness to you. Need to react to this video. Just trust me. Shoot. Bro, okay, you making me already work hard because I got to literally go on the stream to see what you're talking about. And this better not get my channel banned, bro. This better not get... I'm just to react to whatever you showing me. Oh, I saw this, bro. I saw this. I'm going to show everybody what you're talking about, though. One of my friends, Danny, he showed me this, and it was pretty dope. Let's play it. Come on. You guys let me know if y'all hear it. This was pretty dope. And then this is the big moment right here. This is the big moment. Look who it is. Look who it is. Look who come through that door. Fair use, YouTube. Fair use. I should have did a reaction to this. He's back. He's back. Y'all probably wondering who the freak is back. You know who back. Samuel Jackson. I want to ask y'all a question, though. Who would y'all think will win in the fight between Mace Windu and Darth Vader? Now, they both broken. Vader is injured. Mace Windu injured. Who you think got that? Kevin Scott, I was trolling. It was sound. I was trolling. Thanks for coming out. Smash that like button. If I'm wrong, Demagini will become 3 inches shorter. Dang. You made Demagini any more shorter, he gonna disappear. You know, but he the coolest short guy ever, man. All right, D, I see you. Hi, Fatal. Hope all is well. Lots of love to you. Lots of love to you, too. To the greatest mod of all time. Yeah, Vader. Yeah, this was my boy Star Wars Theory. This was not AI. He said in the beginning this was not made with AI. It's pretty dope. Lost it.
You one chance, Skywalker.
The voice didn't
Tell us
sound
where you are hiding the captured Jedi, and we.
The voice didn't sound like Samuel. Samuel got that very distinct voice, you know?
We may finish you quickly.
More Jedi deaths tonight. We'll...
Pretty dope, you know? I think it would have been more dope with live action, though. Episode 3 would use mocap, and the fight would be choreographed by the same guy that choreographed the prequels. Oh, snap. Okay. Make sure win, but Vader will win. Interesting. Well, they said, didn't they say that Mace was the greatest lightsaber duelist of all time? You know, that would be interesting. Cause I figure this: if Mace Windu is the best lightsaber duelist of all time, and Obi-Wan was a great duelist, but he wasn't considered the greatest of all time, and he still beat peak Anakin. I think Mace could handle Vader, and Vader can't do the electricity thing either, like Palpatine can. Is the voice actor that played him in Clone Wars? Oh, okay, got you. They might sue him. Not if it's free, Lawrence. If it's free, yeah, but it's free, so they can't do nothing to him. Now, if he starts selling merch with this stuff, he out of there. Them lawyers gonna get him, but they can't do nothing to him. Theory hired him. He also voiced Kratos. Oh, you talking about my boy? Hold on. You talking about my boy from Live? You talking about Kyle from Living Single? Living, yeah, single. Ooh, in the 90s kind of world. I'm glad I got my girls. This is who you talking about right here. You talking about this guy. Okay, that makes sense. I can hear his voice. They did him wrong too. Bro, he's Kratos. Even though the current voice actor is dope, come on, man. This dude was fired. Disney can't sue him because he's not making a dime. Yeah, T.C. Carson. Yep, T.C. Carson. And T.C. Carson said Disney did him dirty. Let's look it up. And we got a lot of topics to talk about. We're going to be talking about Black Panther. We're going to be talking about... Dang, I better not play DJ Vlad. Nah, DJ Vlad, he'll get your stream taken down. But he was pretty much like in shock that they took away Kratos from him. He built that character from nothing. This is the news that we got today, though. It's gonna be a lot of news. People saying Wonder Man showrunner shuts down Disney spin. There's no movie in the works. Sad stuff, man. I thought this was gonna just be more Disney slop, and people say that this show was actually pretty good. Y'all want music? I'll play music. Let's play some music. Music make you lose control. Wonder Man showrunner shuts down Disney spin. There's no movie in the works. Andrew Guest was supposed to open the Wonder Man season 2. Writers Room this month. Instead, he spent his weekend on TikTok explaining why his season here already started right no longer exists. The showrunner broke his silence following news that Marvel canceled the series despite a previously announced season 2 renewal. And in a little over a minute, he closed every asset Disney might have used. This is Guest talking. I feel how you feel. And I just want to clear what I can here. This is not a marketing stunt. There's no movie in the works. Guest added that the scheduling was the problem for Destin Daniel Crane or for whoever attached. Y'all, Destin Serbian, and I have been making this show. All felt passionately about continuing to do what it was equal to. Contracts were signed, schedules was cleared. The writing room was supposed to start this month. The production was supposed to begin. Even though the writer's room hadn't started, I had written the first episode of season 2. So Abdul Mateen II has already responded to the cancellation himself, telling fans the show worked and signing out with "See you at the Emmys." Between the star and the showrunner, the people who made Wonder Man are conceding nothing. The company that ordered the second season and then took it back is the only party that has yet to explain itself. At the end of the day, man, I'm going to show y'all a pattern that's going on, okay? And y'all let me know if Wonder Man was a good show. I'm going to show y'all a pattern that's going on. So check this out right here. The same week that we got this news, it said Mahershala Ali officially exits Blade. You had me under contract. They have billions of dollars. Pretty much what he's saying is if they wanted Blade to be made, Blade will be made. So this is Mahershala Ali talking. He said, for whatever reason, that project is not for me. Whatever reason, this project is not for me. If they wanted to do it, we would have done it. So I have to move on, and I have moved on. Again, you had me under contract. They have billions of dollars. If they wanted to do the movie, we would have done the movie. I feel ready to move on from Blade questions. These questions are for them, and I didn't want to do it, so they should answer that question. And I don't blame Mahershala Ali. Now, did y'all notice the pattern that's going on between Wonder Man and Blade? And do I really have to make it obvious? Do I really have to make it obvious? One thing I will say, though, and I'm going to be very different. I'm going to shock y'all when I say this. I never, ever wanted to see Mahershala Ali play Blade. Now, you might be saying to yourself, Fatal J, what do you mean by that? Well, I will explain myself if you give me time. Mahershala Ali is a great actor. If you ever seen Luke Cage, he was already in the MCU and he killed it. He killed it as Cottonmouth. They shouldn't even kill him in Luke Cage. Thing again, I always wanted Wesley Snipes back. Wesley Snipes, I don't care who you is. I don't care where you at. Wesley Snipes started the MCU. Fatal J, no, that's not true. You got your information wrong. Well, listen to me closely. Listen to me. Wesley Snipes made comic book movies cool. Now, I know it's going to be some other freakers out there talking about, no, Fatal J, Spider-Man was around the time during production before that. Blade came first, which means it was in production first. I don't want to hear it. And then Ryan Reynolds said it himself. He said Wesley Snipes is the Godfather. Now, y'all might be saying to yourself, but Wesley Snipes is 64 years old, Fatal. He too old. Then I don't want to hear you talk about Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier. I don't want you talking about Ian McKellen as Magneto. But Fatal J, they ain't doing stunts. Who as an actor do stunts? Only a handful of people. Tom Holland, maybe. Tom Cruise, maybe. Keanu Reeves. It ain't that much. Y'all really think all the Avengers is doing their stunts? Come on, bro. Okay. And y'all tell me if I'm tripping. No, Fatal J, he can't do it. No, Fatal J, he too old. Well, let me show you something, since y'all think I'm stupid. Let me show y'all something. No, Fatal J, he can't do it. What's that right there? All the Spider-Man's doubles. Look at Peter Quinn, stunt double. Thor, stunt double. Hugh Jackman, stunt double. Sam Wilson, stunt double. Chris Evans, he don't do his stunts, stunt double. You mean to tell me Black Widow don't do her stunts? Stunt doubles. Winter Soldier, you mean to tell? Stunt double. Shall I continue? Black Widow, stunt double. What y'all talking about? Wesley Snipes can absolutely play Blade. Yes, he can. Oh, you mean to tell me that's not really Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans fighting? No. Y'all, oh, you mean to tell me that's not Ryan Reynolds really doing his stunts? No. You mean to tell me that's not Peter Quinn and he got 3 stunt doubles? Oh, you mean to tell me that's not Loki? He got a stunt double. I got a stunt double for you. I got a stunt double for you. I got a stunt double for you. So why Wesley Snipes can't play Blade? Shoot, Loki got 2 stunt doubles. What y'all talking about, bro? What y'all talking about? Oh, shoot. Let me blow my boy up and then let me shout him out. You know what I'm saying? We in the building. Black Commerce Gate. That's what I'm talking about. Let me blow my man up. Black CG, Black Commerce Gate for life. Kick it off, J.A. Black Commerce Gate coming. We talking nothing but positivity. We gonna bring up indie comic book boys and blow them up so they can make thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands. We gonna do nothing but promotion. Now you might be saying, well, Fatal J, that's Black Commerce Gate. I'm white, I'm Mexican, I'm Asian. I can't get in. Yes, you can get in. Everybody invited, baby. Black Commerce Gate, Dark Council exclusive. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for that, brother. Garataro Bushalion, bro, that's not the name you gave me. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. Even Fatal used a stunt double for them push-ups. No, I didn't. See, you gonna make me really show that. Watch this, man. Fatal owes me push-ups.
Ladies and gentlemen, are we getting the push-ups right now? Hold up, Fatal, you gotta blow your screen up, bro. Don't mess around. You gotta blow the screen up. Okay. Y'all seeing this live? Y'all seeing it live right now? Fatal is doing a push-up. Wait, that's 10. You stopped at 10. You stopped at 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 6. What? 15?
Ooh, boy, I'm glad you, Sandro, you don't really know how much you helped me because I had to pee, bro. Even Fatal used a stunt double for the push-ups. The Rock got a music suit and stunt double. Yeah, The Rock got stunt double. So I don't know why people are so against Wesley Snipes. Is it because he's black? Just tell us. Because Marvel can make another billion if they come out with a Blade movie. You can't see the hands. That's AI, and the AI was fighting for his life. Damn. Laugh out loud, Fatal like Jackie Chan when it comes to doing his own stunts. I do my own stunts. Speaking of doing own stunts, this person ain't going to do his own stunts, but I kind of like this in a way. I'm a big Ryan Gosling fan. Ryan Gosling is one of my favorite actors, and he part of one of my favorite movies of all time called Drive, and it's really dope. So Ryan Gosling has reported been cast as Ghost Rider in the MCU, and this was true. This was very true. Ryan Gosling. It was confirmed on at Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, that Ryan Gosling was going to be Ghost Rider. I think Ryan Gosling going to be able to do some dope things. He going to be able to do some. He going to take it further than Nick Cage. And Nick Cage did as good as he could with what he had. You know what I mean? That was a good film. Let's check this out, though. I know y'all seen this before, but I don't care. On Dark Council, it's just like if we ain't talked about it, it ain't been done.
Say we accuse us of keeping secrets. We don't keep secrets just to keep secrets. We keep secrets to maintain surprises. So surprises for when you're in the theater, surprises when you're here in Hall H. But that doesn't stop people from coming up with rumors and coming up with questions, all the questions that we get asked anytime I'm anybody familiar with the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast? I think this guy, Josh Horowitz, was on stage doing your Apple presentation. He asked me the same question about the same character, about the same movie over and over and over again, including, and as recently, it's just last week. And the answer is always the same. And I'm now seeing that Josh is here. Why is he still here? Well, your panel's over. Well, why? Okay. Hey, Josh. Yeah, hey, Josh. Why does he? Nobody's giving you a microphone, Josh. Nobody. Okay. Okay, fine. Fine.
I think you know what I'm going to ask.
Is it going to be the same thing? That would be cool. It was an
Oh, he appeared out of nowhere. I didn't see that.
It does not mean that.
That's a dope reveal. That's pretty dope. Ryan Gosling is taking over everything. I'm pretty sure that Star Wars movie coming out with is gonna be trash. I'm gonna still watch it. This Ghost Rider will be good. I'm gonna get a Star Wars joint a chance. I'm a big Ryan. I've been a big Ryan Gosling fan ever since he started in Young Hercules, based off the Hercules show of Kevin Sorbo. And okay, y'all kidding with this. They don't want the actor to die. If that's the case, Lawrence, why do they still got these two mother freakers right here? Both these dudes is both pushing 90 years old. They both got it. Both these mother freakers right here is pushing 90 years old. It don't matter. What about the Jamie Foxx Spawn movie in the works? That movie, they've been talking about that movie ever since I was 3 years old. It's not going to happen. Shuri almost got kicked in Tom Holland. Oh, what, doing stunts? They don't do their own stunts, you know? Because think about it, man. You can really easily get injured doing that stuff. You can easily get injured off of doing something normal, like walking down some steps. You can really hurt yourself. Let me see what else I got for y'all guys. I got some big news to drop on y'all. Let's go on the DC side of things. So it says right here. It says right here. It says Supergirl ends its theatrical run, which means it's no longer in theaters, with $126 million at the global box office. Production budget was $170 million and projected to lose the studio nearly $200 million. James Gunn, you are a complete failure. And I don't even care what Lanterns do, even though I got a strange feeling Lanterns is going to be good. I got a strange feeling Clayface is going to be good. But you started off so bad. James Gunn, you're not going to be there any longer, man. You're not going to be there any longer. That is a lot of money, people. $200 million. That's a lot of money. That's because they only cast the two actors to kill them off. It'll be the 4th and 5th time now. Oh, yeah, you're right. They did kill him off in other movies. Yeah, you're right. And I'm still kind of pissed off that they didn't have Fassbender. Fassbender and geriatric is man. Fassbender and McAvoy. But let's continue. Speaking of Kratos, Sandro, check this out right here. So Dave Bautista is in talks to play Kratos in Amazon God of War, and Atreus is getting recast too. I think 2 actors before Dave Bautista have had this role so far, but I'm not gonna lie, but Bautista is probably the perfect person for this role. He's the perfect person. I definitely rock with this. He's the perfect person for this role. I told people Supergirl wasn't making more than Black Widow. Heck, it didn't even beat the Marvels. This was a huge flop, man. It's sad, man. Let's check it out. Supergirl. James Gunn should be ashamed of himself, man. 125 million worldwide. Should be ashamed of yourself, my guy. It's horrible news. Since we're on the DC side of things, and Sandro, no, I'm not gonna do it. Let me see. Lanterns. I'm not gonna play this. And I played it. So this came out about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And this was the trailer that everybody, this is the one they should have gave us. It's the Green Lantern ring. We see some constructs. But everybody's still pissed off that you don't see the aura around the ring or around them. I get that. I still think this is going to be good. This got a very dark crime thriller feel to it. I love this scene right here. Let's continue. This part right here, like they on another planet. I'm smart. I'm not playing that. This looked real cool. I don't know what's going on because they said they're looking for manhunters. Now, this is dope because the manhunters can be pretty much anybody and they got to chase them down. Dope concept.
Army.
The explosions and the powers in this looks really dope. I'm digging it.
To put you down.
Don't know how I should feel about him, but I'm still gonna give it a try. Let's check this part out.
Do you resent Pal?
That look cool. Looks really cool. Now check out who on this other side. People was pissed about this. People was pissed about that because they said he looked too old. I think he looked dope. Sinestro. Sinestro is one of the dopest DC villains of all time. Aaron can act as just low budget. This should have been a movie. I agree. This should have been the movie. And you right, Lawrence. Supergirl should have been the show. Most definitely. Most definitely. I can dig that. You see the suit on Hal.
You don't really believe he's your backup, do you, Hal? No. Let's say what he actually is. My replay.
Hal Jordan just looking real bad, though.
In brightest day.
See, the explosions and stuff look dope in this. Let's check this part out. The powers look dope, y'all. You can't front. Look at this.
Lantern's light.
That was dope. That's dope. But they still don't know how the ring works. You don't share the ring with your player. That's true, because everybody got their individual ring. The ring chooses you from the start, and you get trained with your own ring. They're doing John and Hal dirty. Except Sandro. It's one exception to that, though. You can share the ring if somebody died. If somebody died, then the ring chooses somebody else. I think Hal Jordan is going to die just like the The rumors are saying he's gonna die, which would be so stupid if they did it. And I know they're gonna do it because DC been making stupid moves anyway. Stupid moves. Very stupid moves. Mop on his head. Damn. Do I got any more DC news? Oh, let's do a quick trailer reaction real quick. I don't know how I feel, but I definitely want to know how y'all feel, okay? So let's check this out right here. I'm not gonna say nothing. Let's check this out. I don't know how I feel about this. Let's check this out. Let me turn off the music. Let me turn off the music. And let's check this out.
Big energy. All this good energy got you all in your feelings. Big energy.
My daughter, you must not be afraid. Orisha was once a land where magic flowed through our people. You were born with a gift greater than you know. But those who feared our power took it away from us. I know you miss her. Your powers may be gone, but that does not change who you are.
Magic is a festering disease. Purge it!
Heed my words. You are the future king.
You right, bro. You right. 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 Who is your mama?
Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I don't see your face though. I mean, you know, I'm talking about your avatar or whatever.
Yeah, no. I don't have an avatar on here. I tried to put one on here, bro. But yeah, I'm just finishing up my dinner, man. You know, just got off a freaking 12-hour shift, man.
I understand, bro. You working like a 100% pure Hebrew slave. I get it.
What's good? What's good, yo?
You seen this trailer yet?
Of course. I've been talking about it and getting a bunch
Oh
of
yeah, that's right. Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
I forgot. I actually watched the video. I watched the video.
Big controversy, man. It's a
Because
big controversy.
Yeah, it's a big controversy. Let's continue.
Yeah.
What if that is not the kind of king I want to be?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Mark. When I first saw this, I thought this was Lil Nas X.
Oh man, come on, bro.
I'm serious.
I can see it though. I can see it.
Yeah. Watch this. I'm going to show you. I really was not playing. Let me see. Lil Nas.
That's messed up, man. But you're right.
Braids updo.
Lil Nas X is a mess.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find a picture similar.
What up to the comment section, Sandro? I hear you, man. My comment section's been wilding out, man. If only I could just yoke some people up, because people refuse to understand what I'm trying to say, bro.
It ain't worth it, brother. Hey, now look at this guy and then look at this.
Ooh. Yeah.
You can't tell me that ain't the Lil Nas X.
Big energy. All this good energy got you all.
Your powers may be gone, but that does not change who you are.
Is that Targaryen?
What if that is not the because I believe you are the one.
Look around, it's me and my group. Big energy. Big energy. All this good energy. Big energy.
Annihilate us all.
Big energy.
All these years, we believed the gods abandoned us.
Oh, my child.
Children of blood and bone.
Mark, are you sold?
I don't know if I'm sold, but I am curious.
I don't think I'm sold yet.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That look generic looking to me. You know what I mean?
I don't know if this is for me. Maybe this is not for me.
I can kind of see how she pissed off. You know what I mean?
Well, do you know why she's pissed off?
She pissed off because the girl ain't dark enough, right?
That's a theory. That's a theory.
She
Really?
probably.
No.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I know how the game go. You know why she really pissed off Martin?
Why?
She signed that contract and they did her dirty.
Yeah, I'm thinking that
It's
too, you know what I mean?
it's always their story, bro.
Because you see, mere months ago, she was happy. You know,
Yeah.
she was singing the praises. Everything was great. Then the next minute, you know, she's traumatized. I would say the artist met.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, bro?
Yo,
You doing okay?
what up, D?
What's going on? I'm doing like you, Mark. I'm trying to stuff my face real fast to get to the.
Yeah, man, you gotta get it in, bro.
D, you seen this Blood and Bone?
Yeah, I seen it.
Are you sold?
No. To me, it seems like it wants to be Black Panther. It wants to be Black Panther so bad.
That's what I'm saying. This ain't sold me. This don't even. You know how you see that trailer and you feel like it's that epic movie. This just seemed like something that should have been on TV. You know?
You think? I don't want to be too hard on it, though, man. I don't know.
No, man. We don't seen this before. We don't see all
Listen,
this before.
I'll say this. I will give them kudos for actually doing a black story without swapping somebody. I'll give you kudos for that. What I am annoyed at, and this is not it's not even just this one, it's every movie lately, but they gotta put those big drums like it's all epic. Do. Bro, I'm so tired of that. It's played out at this point. I'm so tired of that you know, the what you call that, the advertisement drum roll that they gotta put in every damn movie now, every trailer. I'm like, bro, it's not that serious. Not everything has to have the do in there.
It's theatrical though, D. It's like I get where you're coming from, but I'm glad that it's not James Gunn doing an 80s pop song in the trailer. I'm glad that it's not you know, like they're not doing like the crazy stuff. I mean, at least they're trying to be epic about it. You know, because they got Beyonce in here, and I'd rather not hear Beyonce. If it's between Beyonce and the I'll take the
Big
Like,
NIG.
Yeah, I don't want to hear the Beyonce, bro. Honestly,
I don't know. Y'all all gave me the reaction that I'm feeling. Pause. This just ain't it. I mean, it could be good. It could be a good movie, but this trailer just didn't do it for me.
well,
Like I think if we just
worldwide phenomenon. Did anybody hear about this before now?
the only person I ever heard this from last year was Chillmonger, and I really didn't even care then. You know what I mean?
Word. I mean, was it a worldwide phenomenon? Anybody in the chat? Did anybody in the chat hear about this before now? It's a worldwide phenomenon. Somebody's got to heard of it besides Chill.
I mean, this is just all it's given is that sci-fi fantasy African vibe that we already got from Wakanda. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you got the sci-fi Afro what they call it, Afro-rich costumes. We've seen this before.
Yeah, but you know,
I'm gonna sum it down, Mark, because this always happened to the writers. She thought that when they gave her $3 million, maybe $2 million, and they told her that we're gonna do right by your characters. When she seen this, she got pissed off, and now she mad because now they own all merchandise of these characters. She ain't gonna make no money off the DVDs, the audio tapes. She ain't gonna make no more money, and she pissed off because she feel like she sold her soul, and that's it. Now, I want to ask y'all a question. Our anti-woke brethren are going crazy about this movie because you know what they're saying?
What's that?
That it ain't no white people in this.
Okay, Captain Obvious. Yes, there's no white people in it.
But I want to ask you,
Uh-huh.
if they asking why there's no white people in this movie, are they being woke?
Well, yes, because
how do woke work? You know what I mean?
Well, this is the point that I've been trying to make. It's like a lot of people in this fandom have become what we used to fight against. Now, you know, we've been in this now for a minute. We know that we used to fight against check boxing and all of that stuff. You know, so that's what the studios would do. You know, they would always try to balance out diversity and all that stuff. So now, as I guess a sarcastic, snarky kind of pushback, they're trying to do the same thing on the other side of it. But it's two different productions, number one. So it's a disingenuous argument. If you have a problem with what Christopher Nolan did, then your problem is what Christopher Nolan did, or anybody else for that matter, because we know race swapping has been going on. You know, we've all been speaking out about it. I'm against it and everything. I am, you know, but it's a completely different production. So why are you bringing that energy into this? And I'm not sold on this, but I'm just saying you sound disingenuous and you're not being effective when you do that, because there's nobody on the creative team of this movie that was on the creative team of The Odyssey, as far as I know. So keep your beef with The Odyssey, you know, or keep your beef with Hollywood, you know. But if you're going to start attacking, you know, or making these snarky remarks about, you know, like random productions and stuff, it sounds ridiculous to me.
Well, and it also, the thing about it is what we always say is this stuff, all the swappings, all the decisions are usually done by, let's be honest, rich white people. Exactly. You know, the magical liberals out there, you know, like you call them, right? Yeah, and they always make it as if, it's, you know, the audience, like you or me, who's asking for these spots. These things are being done by white people who are in charge of these studios doing this. It's not us doing that. It's not us doing it. So, and I get, listen, I can play the devil's advocate and I can see what they're trying to say, but they're going about it the wrong way. What they're trying to say is, okay, if you're going to take a quote unquote, you know, Greek folklore and you put all different types of people in there, but then you have an African folklore and you have it just Africans, that's where they're having I guess they would call that the hypocrisy. And to that I'll say, well, no shit, Sherlock. That's why nobody wants freaking spots. I'd rather them do stuff like this. However, let's do something that's not Wakanda based. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's been done. We've seen Wakanda based already. Let me see. I don't know. Give me something along the lines of maybe I'll just use it as an example, like a Game of Thrones with black people, right? And do something like that. It doesn't have to be always, and that's it. And this is one of my biggest things, and it might just be me being on a tangent, but I always say when it comes to, you know, black people in entertainment, you're either a thug or a rapper, or you're swap, or XYZ, or it have to be something pertaining to slavery. Like, that's the only thing black people can do. That's why I enjoyed when you was talking about earlier, Fatal. You were talking about a man who's living single. Living single was basically, it was just chill. It was just like you didn't really. It wasn't really a thing about black people. It was just it was about friends who just so happened to be black. That's what we need. That's what I want. I don't need it to be, oh, it's blackity black, black, black. Just make it, hey, these people are Americans. How about that?
Imagine that. Hold that thought, though. You just said a key word, friends. Do you want to know a fun fact about living single? Do you want to know a fun fact?
Let's hear it.
Look at this right here. Hold on real quick. Y'all see this right here? What do that remind you of? Hold on, let me see. Hold on. I got 2 points to prove, and I hope I don't forget them. What do they remind you of right there?
Looks like the Wakanda stuff.
That's what I'm saying. That look just like
the beginning of... I know.
And
look when he got the powers.
Yeah. Okay, now this is my fun fact about Living Single. Do you know that Fox canceled Living Single and took that concept and made what show on Fox? And it ended up being the biggest. Made Friends. Friends come from Living Single, bro. Same concept.
Friends wasn't on Fox though. It was on NBC.
Wasn't it on NBC? Yeah, it was NBC. Yeah.
It don't matter. They still took the concept though.
I know they did. You know, we just got to be, we got to be precise right now because there's always somebody in the comment section who's going to call us.
Yeah. You right. But did y'all answer my question? I had to go to the restroom real fast, and I'm glad y'all started talking. Is the anti-wokes being woke now? Are they being the worst thing they're being their worst nightmare?
Well,
honestly, I haven't been paying attention to them in regards to this, honestly. Like, sometimes you just got to turn off the noise. Like, seriously.
Well, I showed Mark a video.
Oh boy.
I'm not gonna speak on it, Mark, because that's too heavy for this show.
Yeah, don't get me started.
Yeah, that's too heavy, and we can't even reveal that to the public. But we saw some YouTubers speaking on why this right here is a double standard in Hollywood, and why is no white people in this?
Yeah,
that's what we were saying. We were just saying that it is a double standard. 100% it is. But the point of the matter is that their grievance is being pointed the wrong way. The whole thing about this is, and it sucks that we got to say it, it's pretty much bi-weekly at this point. But I remember a time we were the Fandom Menace. I remember that. I remember we were a Fandom Menace, and we rose together against the stupidity. Really, it started from The Last Jedi. That's what it really started from. Yes, and obviously, then obviously the other things like the Ghostbusters 2016 and everything else that just started coming along with that. And then somewhere down the line, they seem to have forgotten that we're not. Again, like I said before, me, you, Fatal, the entire Dark Council, we're not the ones who make this effing decisions. It's not us. And they sit there and then they do the whole. Anytime, in the comment section, you get people talk about, oh yeah, it's them again, blah blah blah. They can't do their own thing. That's not us. That's not us. Yeah, that is literally the white executives making these decisions, and they keep doing that shit. And then now, we just, it's like everything's lost. Because right now they should be singing the praises that, hey, guess what? They're giving us an original movie, original concept. I mean, it is derivative of Black Panther to me, if you ask me that. But I'll give him that. I'll give him kudos for doing something original. I'm not sold on it, but at least it's original.
It is original.
What's up, Steel Leg?
Steel Leg, let me blow you up in the best way, because guess what? At the end of the day, you've been the longest reigning member. And this is what happens when you become a member on the Fatal J Dark Council. He said, thank you for all your support and kindness and support. Sorry I'm late. I've been sick for the past 2 days. Been trying to rest Mark. Your vids been blessed. Rest Mark, your vids.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the last part means, but I think thank you. We
don't reach the hour mark of the show.
You know what it is? That's where commas and periods matter. Because this probably says been trying to rest, period. Your mark your vids. I guess he's going to check out. He's been checking your vids, and then he says be blessed. That's the last part. So that should be.
Punctuation don't matter on YouTube. It don't matter on YouTube. Still leg. I appreciate you, brother. You always been a supporter. Dark Council, we appreciate.
Yes, 100%. Yeah,
and we glad that
he's a member of my channel too. Big shout. By the way, Still Leg. Listen, I'm eventually going to get back to doing, regular live streams like this on my channel eventually. But I'm still using my phone. I've been definitely pricing out my PC because I'm no longer getting. I made my decision. I will not be getting the PlayStation 6. So all the money I'm going to be focusing to get that. I'm putting that towards a rig. So once I get that, we're going to get back to give you some real live streams like I should, But until then, just be patient. I basically substitute Spellbroken Gaming for Spellbroken Live at this point. That's why I just do gaming twice because it's just a little easier for me to stream. But big shouts to Still Leg because I can't blow anybody up on PlayStation. That's the problem. So big shout to them.
But your mic is here. You go. Remember?
Yes.
When we was all the Fandom Menace. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. I have the other shirt. I have the one that looks like the Star Wars font. That's the one I have.
Yeah, man. But they decided at some point that if you still want to rock with it, you got to compromise your dignity because now being black is a running joke. It's like I understand you trying to stick it to the industry and all that stuff, but what part of that game involves endlessly clowning black people as if what you're saying to my
exactly
is that like as if we're making the decisions? You know what I mean?
We're not.
Basically, you're just a sucker for the industry because that's what they wanted all along. They wanted the fandom to be divided. We were a problem back in the day. We were effective. Now we're just a running joke, but it's okay because people are making their little change, making their little money, getting their little clicks. But at what cost, man? I know people don't care about that, but I'm just saying there was a time, man, when we were dangerous. We were actually a menace, but now,
all I got to say is, man, when you look on certain people's channels and you just see all that hate, years of hate, it's a price to come with that.
Yeah.
It's a price to come to that. I don't wish no bad ill on nobody, but I'm just saying the stuff that you spew, it's a price to come with that. And on that note, we'll be right back.
Yeah, we should totally hit it again, but I get first dibs on it.
To me come off, what's me nearly dead with laugh. I watch the people rush the door like a bash a chuck up. Fun time there, time for the bus ride. Sunshine there, a time for the bus ride. Sunshine there, a time for the bus ride. Fun time there, a time for the bus ride. No!
Ever wondered how to pull a demon out of a human host?
Raise it up and Satan.
Get the inside scoop on how it's done with Ernie's Groovy Exorcisms.
Satan, come out! Let's groove it!
He's the grooviest exorcist around.
Exorcisms are all about having fun. I come to play when the demons are here to stay. Yeah! The power of groove compels you.
Now these exorcisms are available for you to learn on Ernie's Groovy Exorcisms.
Eye contact. You don't want him to skull fuck you now. I break it down step by step so you can follow along easily. Or else you'll get possessed. Come on, John. Let's go.
This demon got me so bad, we had to pull it out of my ass.
Come on, we gotta see it in those.
Ernie's Groovy Exorcisms is not sold in any stores.
What is that? These exorcisms are hotter than the flames of hell. They'll make your head spin.
To order, call the number on your screen or log on to demonfunk.com. Must be 18 or older to log on.
All right, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna let it play.
Warm welcome to our new Black Panther, Mr. David Johnson. This young man.
I want to say thank you so much. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you to this amazing family that I have the honor and the privilege and the blessing to join. I actually don't want to say too much because I want to let this screen do the talking.
Thoughts?
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on here, man. A lot of things going on. I mean, first of all, let's give this dude his respect. I don't know if you saw him in anything else. You saw him in Alien and The Long Walk. He's a good actor. You know, he's effective. I think he can be a powerful actor. You know, he can bring that heat. I don't see him. I mean, first of all, it's T'Challa Jr. It's Tabastic. All right. So right away, I got a problem with it. You know what I mean? But I just want to make it known that it's not hating on him personally. I mean, like professionally, because I do know that he's a good actor. I've seen him in other things. But I just don't like the direction that Ryan Coogler and Kevin Feige have taken Black Panther. I mean, it's
Sandro, Mark. Sorry, I have to interject real quick. Sandro, they don't already seen it. Y'all already saw Vader episode 2, right?
Yeah,
I didn't watch it yet.
Yeah.
He shared the link though.
Oh, okay. I didn't mean to cut your flow out. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, no, it's like to me, the actual matter in hand is what they've done to T'Challa, son of T'Chaka. Like I'm trying
100%.
Unfortunately, it's a whole clown show around this right now, and it's been completely derailed the conversation. But we'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, I just like I said, there's no shade, you know, on him and stuff like that. You know, even though honestly, bro, he's just too small. He's too small.
And bro, when I know you said, because I see it when I first saw this, it's a British actor, and the reason why I'm saying this over what the idiots is saying, man, it ain't gonna be no American black actors left in the action genre besides Michael B. Jordan. That's how I'm looking at it. And then I'm also looking at, like you said, this dude is just way too short. I think the girl right there is taller than him. I don't understand where they going with this.
Not only that, but in real life, I mean, he's her age. He's like 1 month older than her. So she's playing his aunt, and he's been aged up, but I don't know, like, is she going to be aged up? Like, I don't see what's going on, you know?
And I said this a long time ago. I said, if you age up to Sant, you got to age up M'Baku and her. And look, if this guy would have came out 6'2", height does matter with Black Panther, because height matters with you, Mark, when it comes to Wolverine.
Yeah.
If this dude would have came out 6'2", ripped up, he the British, but he got the look. This dude don't have the look.
No, you beating his ass, bro. It's like he's getting his ass beat, you know? Like he needs a lot of Hollywood magic.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be they're gonna probably leave her the same and make him a variant from a different timeline. That's something that's gonna happen. I bet that's gonna happen. That's why you're gonna keep him looking the same. That's what's gonna happen.
But if they gonna do all that, give us a OG T'Challa variant. If you gonna do all that,
you would think
if this young man came from another Marvel universe, then what's so hard giving us a T'Challa from another universe? You mean to tell me all the T'Challas on all multiverses died?
Yeah, they messed up, man. They messed up so bad.
They messed up.
And that's the thing. Like I said, that's where the conversation should be at, because they sacrificed the credibility of the character. Like, you know, I mean, Iron Man, Thor, you know, Captain America. It's like all of them have kept their credibility. You know, they've kept their legend and stuff. But the lore around T'Challa is unrecognizable from its source. That's the thing. They turned it into something completely different. And they're not being held to account for that. They're acting like this is just, it's cool to do this, you know? And it's a shame, man. You know, it's a shame, because every movie, it's a different Black Panther. It's like they got to start over again. They're not building any type of lore or legend.
Well,
really.
Mark, it's a mantle. It's passed down.
Yeah.
Even not to mention in Civil War, T'Chaka blew up, but Chadwick was already the Black Panther.
Yeah. I mean, it's his story. It's his story. It's just, you know, like I said, it would be like killing Superman and then making the rest of your movies about Metropolis, you know, or Krypton or something like that.
And James Gunn is actually doing something similar to that right now. It's a shame.
Yeah. I don't know, man. You know,
Mark, let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this real quick before you go in. I know you're gonna start cooking. Let's boil it down to its simplest form. Is it because he's Black? Is it because this character is Black?
That they're doing all of this, or they handled it the way they handled it?
All these mess ups.
I think so. I do. I think so.
Let's just keep it simple. See, a lot of people just don't want to keep it simple. They want to beat around the bush and, oh man, they can't. He died and all. No, man, it's because he Black.
Well, see,
that movie inspired not only Black people, but the majority of Black people inspired. But it inspired other people. You had little white kids and Hispanic kids dressing up like T'Challa.
Yeah, he broke through big time.
I got a nephew who wore his T'Challa's Halloween suit in the summertime. I said, boy, take that off or you get a stroke.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So in its simplest form, this is a Black character that inspired. And that's why all these mishaps are happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's that, and it's also that I think Kevin Feige, the studio, just don't know what to do with it. They're not equipped to handle it. I mean, I remember I did a video years ago where I gave the example of John Hughes, who did I think it was John Hughes who did the Breakfast Club and, you know, all of those movies back in the day, Ferris Bueller's Day Off and all of that stuff. And you know, Todd Bridges was supposed to be in the Breakfast Club.
I heard about that.
Yeah, but they didn't put him in because they just didn't know, admittedly, they didn't know how to write for a Black character. That was the reason why he was not in the Breakfast Club.
You think he would have killed it?
Absolutely. Why not?
I think so too.
Yeah.
That could have birthed his movie career too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I think that a lot of these studios, they're just not comfortable with how to portray Black characters in general. They don't know how to develop characters. Like with what's his name? With Sam Wilson. It's like, where is Sam Wilson's life? We talked about this before. Where's his love interest? Where are his kids? Where's his family? Like, we saw his sister with her kids or something like that, but they didn't give him any major motivation, you know, whereas with, you know, Steve Rogers and Thor and Iron Man, it's like you saw their significant others, you saw what they were fighting for. It's like, for some reason, it seems like they're scared. I don't know if they want to, like, they don't want to lean into stereotypes or what they think might be stereotypes. Is this offensive? Is that offensive? Maybe they're just afraid to go there. But
Mark, you're being too generous.
But Mark, let's stop
you're
right
being
there.
Too generous. You're being way too generous.
Hold on, D.
I think they.
Hold on, real quick,
Yeah.
D. Because Mark said something. I know I'm gonna forget it. Then I'm gonna let you have it. Pause. You spoke Sam Wilson not having a black love interest.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch the first Black Panther movie, T'Challa really didn't have a black interest too. Now I know what you about to say. Stop right there. Pump your brakes. Did you see them hug, kiss, do whatever?
What, Nakia?
Yeah.
Nah,
they
he
even stayed away from that. Like it's almost like they're afraid to show black romance in movies. Like we can
Well,
have.
and they do it all the time, but and specifically in the MCU.
They did it in a Marvel movie though, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. In the MCU, they haven't done it in the MCU.
You can have spaceship battles in Marvel, aliens in Marvel, powers in Marvel, but you can't show a black romance.
Not unless it's a gay dude. Not unless it's a gay dude, aka the External.
So
the Eternal. Eternal. Sorry, I forgot what they call them.
And then before y'all came on the show, I spoke about Marsha Ali just saying, I don't want to talk about Blade no more. I spoke about Wonder Man and how they just all of a sudden dropped his show. And I just have to go back to the simplest form. Black.
D, you want to finish your thought though? You were saying I was being too generous. What do you think it is, D?
I was saying I think you've been way too generous. I think they are the actual racists. You know, the ones they always kind of point around all that stuff. Now, the Hollywood, the producers are the actual racists. What movie was that I saw where they had oh my God, Tony Danza, he's playing the director, and he was directing the kid, and the kid was trying to speak proper English. He says, no. You got to do it this way and make him, have him talk like ghetto trash. I forgot what movie that was, but I think that really is the driving force behind what you see. That's why you get the swaps, because they don't believe in black characters having their own thing, especially in regards to not unless it's like something that's blood and bone, which is a new thing. Then they'll try it. Well, or Black Panther, then they'll try it. But really, you could have easily kept Falcon, right? You could have brought in somebody like Bishop. You got X-Men now. What I love to see a Bishop movie, I've been saying this forever. Bishop is a dope ass Marvel hero. He fought in the future, came back. Have him,
bro.
I'm just saying, like, what are we doing?
D, I don't mean to miss your flow, but X-Men 97 been killing it with Bishop.
Oh, I know.
You seen that?
Oh, I know. Oh, of course.
Bro, I'm Bo DeMaio, Bo DeFrico, whatever you want to call it.
Bo DeFrico.
I got that from Bart. But my gosh, what he doing with the B-list X-Men characters is just astounding to me. Bishop is really getting his shine in this season too. And D, correct me if I'm wrong, Bishop been kind of showing up in almost every episode, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like Wolverine, your top people, your Wolverines, your Cyclops, Charles Xavier.
They actually haven't really been showing Wolverine as much, to be fair.
They haven't. He don't took a back seat, but that just showed you the power of writing from Bo DeMaio, because he done made me a big Bishop fan at this point. You know what I mean?
And that's what tends to happen when a character is well done and well developed. And D, we don't disagree. It's like, I do think, damn, bro, I've been doing videos about this for years. It's like, I do think that these people are malicious, a lot of them. It's like, objectively speaking, I'm talking about the problems with writing, because that is actually part of it, because you can't write what you don't understand. You can't write what you're threatened by, and a lot of, we've seen it across the board. It's the reason why Milestone Comics couldn't get off the ground, because those characters began to break through in a major way, and the plug had to be pulled. I mean, I don't get it, because I believe that a rising tide lifts all boats. You know, it's like the genre can only be better for well-developed characters, whether they're black, whether they're white, whatever. But sometimes people they start getting threatened, and they just can't have it, you know? And it's a shame, because that's what we're seeing here. It's like after a while, you can't ignore it. It's like, where's Ray Fisher? You know, where are all these characters at? You know, like,
that's all I meant, Mark, when I say, because I'm not like the idiot somebody, you know.
I got it. I definitely.
But you like you said, you got your Ray Fishers, you got some guys you ain't seen in a long time in Hollywood. You got your, even though I kind of like him, kind of don't, Denzel Washington's son. When they said Denzel Washington was gonna be in Black Panther 3, I was thinking instantly that Denzel Washington's son was gonna be T'Challa, the original T'Challa. That's just in my mind. But you got a slew of great actors. The Cuban Gooding Jr. brothers, Omar Gooding. You got all them dudes, man. You know, Tyrese. You know, people don't like Tyrese. He's an actor. Where's these dudes? You know, I just think it's some kind of weird agenda, or maybe it's they're cheaper. The British actors are cheaper. But to me, I would nothing against the British actors, because Idris Elba is probably my top 3 of all time favorite actors.
Right.
But come on, man, this not cool. This is not cool. This little short guy, if he T'Challa Jr. or T'Challa, he don't have.
Hey, what's wrong with short guys, man? What's wrong with short guys? Come on, bro.
Gee, I have nothing against short dudes. I'm 5'10", bro. I'm short, because by American standards. But
this guy's saying 5'10" and short, bro. I'm 5'5".
D, you are Marvel head. You can't tell me that you think T'Challa is 5'7".
He's giving.
He's supposed.
You can't tell me that.
He's a little taller than that. Nah,
he taller than that. You know
that.
Yeah.
And like Mark said, Mark got a point. Wolverine is 5'3". He's not 6 foot tall. As much as I like Hugh Jackman, Wolverine is 5'3". He's short. He a midget. You know.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on Puck from Alpha Flight.
Yeah.
He's a downright midget. But see, the thing about it is that these characters, they're still like tough, man. You know what I mean? Wolverine, don't tell, you know, Puck, both of them they're scrappers. You know, this kid, he just looks like he's gonna get thrown around. You know what I mean? Like, he needs a lot of Hollywood magic. And I like I said, not taking away from his power as an actor. Once again, you know, we're trying to be objective here. He's a great actor. I've seen it. But I do believe that he just needs a lot of help, man, because on the face of it, he is miscast on the face of it. And then once you get into also the fact that he's playing T'Challa Jr., Tabasted, it gets even more problematic because the character doesn't exist in the lore. You know, so like I said, you went all the way off the tracks. And all people care about is, it's going to be a good movie. It's going to be okay. But this character has the distinction of being Marvel Comics' first black superhero. Now, of course, in my comment section, I got to deal with, no, look at this dude. He don't even know that it's Blade. Come on, man. Don't we know by now? Blade was conceived he debuted in 1972. T'Challa came out in 1966 in the pages of the Fantastic Four. It's like
he already had a fan base.
Yeah, they're confusing the movie. The movie got to the theaters first.
But not to mention, Mark, not to mention, Chadwick, let's be honest, Chadwick got the worldwide fame when he became T'Challa, when he was in Civil War. Yes, he was in movies before then, but we wasn't really knowing him like that, you know? But when he put on the Black Panther suit in Civil War, we was ready. The world was ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the power of the suit. And it's not just the suit. When you see that suit, you're not thinking about T'Chaka. You're not thinking about Shuri. You're not thinking about Toussaint, who don't even exist until recently. You know?
Yeah, nah. Civil War was the best, man. It's like that. I still to this day, that debut, I think that's one of the best, if not the best, Marvel MCU debut for a character. When Winter Soldier is running, you see the Shadow first. He leaps over him. Now he's got the sun to his back, and he's got his man. I was like, holy crap! Here we go.
Hey, in the Russo brothers, we trust.
Absolutely.
So
they
I'm
did
not
it better. They
so
did it better than Coogler.
I'm gonna wait and see with Avengers Doomsday, Secret Wars, what the Russos gonna do. Because the Russos don't miss. They haven't missed yet. So we'll see. Do you think Toussaint is going to be in one of these two movies? I'm pretty sure he will.
He is supposed to be. Isn't he like in Secret Wars? I think they said. I don't know if he'll be in Doomsday. I don't know. There's rumors.
I got a theory though. I got a theory out there. Why we got this David Johnson dude? Can anybody come up with the theory before I say it?
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Let me try to pull up this picture. and I think shout out to Coogler for being the homie, But I in my heart, I believe this is the reason why we didn't get Danson. And I didn't even want Danson to be Black Panther either. But I really do think this was the reason why Danson Idris wasn't picked to be T'Challa. Because if you look at the concept art for for Doomsday, his face is in that Black Panther suit. His face, it got his likeness, and it got him in different Black Panther suits, and then all of a sudden they just went with this guy. And you might be saying to yourself, Fatal J, but Michael B. Jordan is not going to be in this. Michael B. Jordan was in Wakanda Forever. So why not would he be in the spiritual plane for Black Panther 3? Now just think of Danson Idris was Black Panther and Lori Harvey showed up on set. Now, y'all might be saying, well, Fatal J, it's just a relationship. No, it's not just a relationship. Let me give y'all the story of what happened with Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey. Now, Michael B. Jordan, a lot of people don't know this, bro. Michael B. Jordan was living with his parents before he got with Lori Harvey. Millionaire brother living with his parents. He got with Lori Harvey, and they relationship, they got real serious. He was videotaping their relationship and all this type of stuff. This man left his parents' house, and y'all might be wondering why I got this mansion right here. This brother bought this $21 million mansion for him and Lori Harvey.
And they weren't married?
And they wasn't married.
Beta!
Definitely beta. But with 20 million involved and this break off, I don't want to see you no more. So Coogler probably said, you know what, my brother? Hey, man, we started in this game together. I just picked some wimpy looking dork to play Black Panther, and it ain't going to even be T'Challa. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's going to be T'Challa Jr., and they'll love it. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we didn't get Danson Idris.
Okay, all right. Listen, can I just say this, man?
Speak up.
I know, the reaction is supposed to be he's hanging, he's sticking in there with his homie and stuff like that. But F that, bro. It's like you're talking about $1 billion franchise. If you want to play games with $1 billion franchise, to me, that's some feminine energy right there, bro. It's like you don't play these type of games when you're talking about $1 billion franchise. It's business. It ain't personal. It's like if if you in your feelings that much, and you know he is, because this is the reason why he's done what he's done with the franchise in the first place. You know it, but that's that feminine energy. You know, you can't separate your feelings from the business. You know, you would put your credibility on the line because of your boy's relationship shit, man. You know what I mean? Nah, man. Nah, I'm not feeling that at all, bro. It's like if it were me, nah, I wouldn't do that, man. Don't hire Lori Harvey. You know what I mean? Like that's her. You know, you ain't got to do business with her.
Well, Mark, let me ask you a question. We not so sure that Michael B. Jordan is a simp. So let's just check out this video right here and we see if he's a simp or not.
You supposed to be playing a video? Oh, I was about to say.
Let's see if he's a simp or not, okay?
Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey are...
Is that Steve Harvey's daughter or something?
That's his adopted daughter.
Adopted daughter, yeah.
Is he a simp? Or he just a guy that love a woman?
That's a simp, bro. That's a simp. I'm sorry. You know that chick been ran through. You know she been ran through, bro.
Oh, she been ran through a lot of dudes, man. Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Let's watch this one and let's see if he's a simp. Let's watch this one. Maybe the man ain't a simp. Maybe he just romantic. Let's check this out.
Not only is Michael B. Jordan the sexiest man alive, see some sea turtles. That alone would have been over the top for two right there inside the aquarium, prepared by none other than famed chef Nobu.
Super proud of that. Yeah, super proud.
Candles and a bubble bath. And no.
Yeah, that's too much, bro.
Michael
It's a bit much. Nah.
Yes. So he'll sell.
Listen, I might be an evil Sith Lord, and I don't have any emotions because I am evil. But you know, that's a bit much. I'm just saying. I mean, I can't really go by me because I am evil. So
all
I don't hear anything you saying.
All the roses is high. Trust me, I got a wife. Valentine's Day, I know. He had a slew of roses, and he rented out the aquarium and had a candle dinner. Maybe the guy just romantic, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
absolutely not.
It's too much. That's too much, bro.
Bought him and his girlfriend a $21 million mansion. Maybe he's just romantic.
Nah.
You're gonna get me cussing in here, bro.
So
like,
let me
listen.
like Michael B. Jordan.
I'm not gonna, bro. Hold on. I'm not gonna be one of those guys, right? I'm not gonna be one of those guys who, what they call them, the red pill people, whatever they are. I'm not gonna be them. But listen, I see the statistics, the what they call that, the pattern recognition. I ain't doing that ish. Okay, listen, I ain't doing it. I'm sorry, it ain't happening. I'm just. It is what people can say. You can say what I want. You be like, oh well, yeah, whatever. Listen, I don't care. I don't care. You know, I done seen that stuff destroy men way too much. I'm not trying to have none of that. I'm not trying to have none of that. My goal is retirement. I want to retire comfortably.
let me for all the single young brothers who might be watching this now or in the future. Let me just drop some real facts on you, some real game here. It's like all that shit that he just did and everything. I guarantee you, that shit got done on a bathroom floor somewhere. You know what I mean? And dude didn't have to spend nothing. That's what I'm saying. You ever listen to the Humpty Dance when he says, "I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom."
The Burger King bathroom.
Like,
yep.
Half these chicks out here, bro, they got no standards whatsoever. All this shit that he's doing right here. That's embarrassing. All right. He's like, she got smashed. That woman right there got smashed by a loser like me. I guarantee you, you know, at least a few of them in her life. You know, her body count. Like you watch Commando.
Wait, well, hold on. So wait a minute. So
count is more than Commando. Trust me.
Wait. So is it like a known fact? Is she like an OnlyFans or something like that? What? Where's that coming from? Where's that information coming from? I just want to know.
Bro, she is Kim Kardashian, the black version. She don't dated all the celebrity men.
Okay, I got you. I got
you. She for the streets, bro. And he's throwing down rose petals and shit. So he must not have nobody who loves him, man.
But I can hear him right now. Coogler, Ryan, you better not put her on here. I won't be in this film.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. That I could see a woman doing that.
Yeah.
But men, get your money, bro.
Yeah.
Get your money. Come on, man.
Yeah, this is business. This ain't personal. You know what I mean? You know, so bro, just look at all them roses and he rented out the aquarium for the night. How much you think
that's too much, man. He's doing too much.
How much you think he spent?
Man, if it was more than a couple of bucks.
Nah, that ain't no couple bucks, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a couple of beans. You know?
How much you think he spent? If you just estimate.
Spent a lot. He spent a lot.
Yeah, he spent a lot.
You think by 10 G's?
I
can see that.
I'm upwards. I'm thinking a little bit more than that.
You think by 20 G's or 15 G's?
Right in that spot, right there.
He a simp.
Absolutely.
Bro, I wouldn't even pay 1,000. Bro, my wife, I ain't never. You know what I'm saying?
Man, take your girl to the Days Inn, man, and blow her.
He
back
said
out.
the Days Inn.
Don't even get room service. She'll
Bro,
be all right.
listen. Here's your litmus test. Here's your litmus test, fellas. You take your chick to a Olive Garden or a Friday, something like that. You do that, right? If she flips out for that, just let it be. Just let it be. If she down, that means she's a ride or die. Then she's cool. But if she give you some, just be done with it. Just be done with it, because there's gonna be problems let down the line. That's all it's gonna be.
Yeah,
that's your litmus test. You have to do that.
That's why she not with him now. He was a cornball.
Okay, now
wait, she broke up with him? Hold on, she broke up with him already?
Yeah, she was the one that left him. But
so wait. He did all
right? Allegedly.
Hold on. I thought that was recent. That was before, and she dumped him already? All them roses and stuff? Oh no, man.
She knew he was a cornball.
Okay, now Mark, that's funny you said that he was a cornball. Now watch this and y'all let me know if he really was a cornball.
And we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
Corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure.
I heard it.
Michael B. Jordan calls out.
Hey, listen. Not
Interviewed by
everybody.
L'Oreal, the host of the Morning Hustle Show, who reminded him as they grew up.
We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
Corny kid, right?
No.
I mean, he did check her. I'll give him that.
Now, but let me add something to this.
Yeah.
He held a grudge, didn't he?
Yeah.
Look, bro.
He didn't forget.
Listen, do you think I'm evil just from being evil? I have a villain story.
Okay, but hold on.
I have a villain story. I'll probably run into some people like that too in my life. It's a villain story. I have a villain arc.
But I'm just saying, is he still corny?
Yes, for what he did in that relationship. This isn't a relationship though. He ain't simping here. He's not trying to tap that.
Nah, he put her on the spot. He put her on the spot. Yeah, because you know what it is? You know, I'll put it like this. He probably did like her back when they were kids. She said he was corny. Now, typically what happens with men, we start hitting the gym, we start getting our money right, then we become more appealing, right? But at that same time, like you said, the girl he was with, body's like freaking a vampire, right? And then they want to be your friend now, right? They want to be your friend now after you played them out when you were younger. Now, like, nah, I'm good, homie. We cool. I'll give you the half of that. I'll give you the half of that. Be like, yo, here's a Snickers bar. There you go.
To me, that's too much effort. I would act like I didn't know her. I just would act like I didn't know her. Like she would have said, "Hey, we went to high school together." I would have said, "We did," and kept it moving. I said, "Can we go on with this interview?" I wouldn't even acknowledge her. You know what I'm saying? So that made me think he might got some cornball traits. I'm just saying that's me. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
It looks that way to me. You know, and look, man, I mean, listen, I don't want to judge, you know, the dude too harsh. You know, I mean, he is a cornball and everything, but he's been through some stuff. He's got a reason, you know, and now he's super successful.
Oh yeah.
You know, now he can have just about any.
He said the vape is perfect. But the vape is that's perfect. Perfect.
I can't take nothing away from Michael B. Jordan. Extraordinary actor. Extraordinary.
Oh, but listen. See, this was the point that I was talking about too, as far as American actors versus British actors. I've been trying to make this point in the video. It's like, if we are honest about it, are we as Black Americans, are we really prioritizing raising actors out of the community?
Yes.
You know,
like, I remember you asked that question. Yes.
I mean, no one
100%.
wants to answer the question. They'd rather attack me, but it's a legitimate question. What I was saying very simply, right? If I can get an answer to this, very simply, are you more likely to hear your friends, your family say, "I'm dropping my son off at football, basketball, soccer practice," or are you going to hear them say, "I'm dropping them off at acting school, you know, at a workshop"? Most of the time, if we're honest, in the so-called community, we're dropping our kids off at sporting events. You know, that's where our priorities are. So when you want to talk about why, what's with American actors, we don't prioritize that. We don't prioritize writers and all of that stuff. We don't. You know, in Britain, fatal.
We lost fatal.
In Britain, they prioritize that. It's like they literally
100%.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah,
so it ain't no
I'll give a big shout to my little sister, because my sister went to LaGuardia. If you guys don't know, LaGuardia in Manhattan, that's actually the school that Fame. Yeah, I remember that show Fame. That's the school that is based off of. So my sister went there. I went to a technical school, so I couldn't sing or nothing like that. But yeah, you know, there are people out there who do try, right? If you're gonna do it, but then again, here's the problem with that. We get it in our comment section daily whenever we put something that, you know, steps outside of the monolith, right? You get called, you know, a Sambo or this, that, just for using proper English. Proper English, you get called. I'm like, oh, you're talking white. Wait, what sound is white? Is that a white sound? Well, I mean, words is just sounds that come out of your mouth. So what sound is white? So anyway, growing up, that's what I got. That's why I said like when he said cornball, like me, I have my villain story. I wasn't, because mind you, I'm 5'5". I was shorter as a teenager, so I got picked on. I'm not going to sit and try to paint a pretty picture for myself. But you know, once I got to junior high school, I started hanging out with thugs and graffiti writers, and they started seeing I could spray paint, and I could start rapping. Then I started getting a little less problems. But before that, nah, I got that heat. I got the smoke. But you know,
it's embarrassing.
Yeah, and that's because I read comics, because I spoke proper English. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I had all that happen to me. But you know, I don't know. It sucks that's just, especially if you're growing up in the inner city, like growing up in Brooklyn. There's no way to get around it. You either do two things. But what Biggie says is you either sling crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot. That's how it is up there.
Yeah, man. But you know, it's embarrassing because we've allowed ourselves. It's almost like what we were talking about before about how the fandom has become so fractured. You know, also in the Black community, we are a subdivision of that because we're fractured as well. You know, like I said, I'm getting drug up and down my own comment section. People are telling me that I am not so-called FBA, you know, and it's like I'm speaking. I mean, I'm 100% Black American. You know what I mean? It's like I got all types of you know, ancestry, like, you know, lineage, all of that. But because I don't talk the way they want me to talk, then it's like, you know, he ain't no FBA. It's like, bro, you sound stupid, which is the reason why I came up with the FBA hole, because there's FBAs, Foundational Black American.
You know, real quick, what's that supposed to mean, FBA?
What
is that FBA?
Foundational Black American.
Yeah.
I you know, it's idiots out there, man. And you know, I can get down with the FBA thing, but I don't like the aspect of dissing the other Black people. What you say, a distant Black relatives, as far as your Jamaicans, your Haitians, your Africans. That's the one flaw when it comes to the FBA thing with they're calling them tethers. And you know, I get it at the same time where you have a set of immigrant people that say American Blacks are lazy, American Blacks don't do this, do that. But I'm a brother that's gonna always preach unity at the same time. You know what I mean? Because all that tether and all that stuff, that's not helping.
It's not helping at all. And it's not natural either, because it's like I said before, we are going backwards. Because I know your favorite MC is KRS-One, right? KRS-One, he brought the Jamaican flavor into hip hop a lot. You know what I mean? Big Daddy Kane also, you know, it's like he didn't rep as hard as KRS-One did as far as, you know, the Jamaican flavor and all that. But when you think about KRS, Big Daddy Kane, Queen Latifah, Fight from a Tribe Called Quest, it's like there are so many Busta Rhymes. It's like we were all in this together. We're all in the culture together. All right. I don't think that it's natural at this point that people are calling these people who help blaze these trails, they're calling them tethers. They're saying that they don't have any claim over anything. I was saying in my comment section, you guys, it's a good thing you weren't around back when Sidney Poitier was doing his thing, back when Harry Belafonte, because these days you would call them tethers, you know, but they literally opened up the door for Denzel Washington and for Chadwick Boseman. We were in this together. You know, this is not natural. You know, it goes back to what I used to say all the time out, because you see what it's done to us. Anything that separates the people, to me, is some type of operation, because naturally we are drawn together. This is what Star Trek was all about, the natural evolution and progression of mankind. You know, we come together, we get over our issues. We're not going to always be lovey-dovey, but at the end of the day, mankind is always trying to find a way.
And see, that's what I love. That's why I love Michael Jackson. It don't matter if you're Black or white. I mean, Mike. That's why they destroyed my boy, because Mike would have changed the world. One man, you know. It was Jesus, then it was Michael. I ain't trying to be blasphemy, but the only most famous man in the world, like Jesus, was Michael, and Michael preached unity. Michael gave me the coldest philosophy known to man. If you want to make a change, take a look at yourself. Take a look at your. Right? He didn't say on Twitter, "No, you that's their fault." He said, "Take a look at yourself and make that change." That's the coldest line.
The problem is that it's not even just. It is so insidious that it's like it's not even just. When blacks being against each other, it's blacks being against each other, against whites, against Asians, against Spaniards, against Europeans. Against, to me, and I don't want to go super heavy-handed with it, but if anybody ever if you ever doubt the fact there is an entity out there that is out there to destroy mankind, you can call it what you want. You can call him Lucifer, whatever you think it is. That entity exists because you can't have. You would think we just talked about. You just said Star Trek. even though it's a science fiction, right? We think about all of the movies and TV shows we seen when we were kids. At this point in time, in 2026, we should be having colonies on the moon, flying cars, easy space travel. But we're still sitting here having conversations about pigmentation.
And then, then you cook, and I'm gonna add one little interject, and then I'm gonna let you keep cooking.
Yeah.
Okay, space travel. The man that's leading space travel is the lead man causing division. This how stupid we are as humans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now this man don't make it to where spaceships can go to Mars, but you still on the stupid minded with the whites need to be superior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they wonder why the aliens ain't stopped. They just keep going. No, they ain't ready yet. I can hear them in the UFO. They ain't ready yet. Go on, go. You know what I'm saying?
The thing with that man that you're talking about, his main concern is the future of the white race, which will naturally begin to phase out. All right. So what he's talking about is the survival of a race. And on some level, I understand that. All right. But my thing is, what is your end game? Like, how do you plan on stopping that from happening, especially if you're devoting so much of your platform to anti-Black propaganda? Like, you can be all for the survival and the prospering of your race. Every race should be that way. Every people should be that way. But remember, there is a human race that is concern here as well. So while you want to preserve your race, what part of the game involves this heavy anti-Black propaganda that he's involved in? You know what I mean? That's what makes it a little bit questionable for me, because that makes it look like you're trying to set something up here, that is not going to be good in the future, because you see the change. You see the change in people's attitudes. People are talking about Black fatigue, and a lot of it is based on what you see on social media. It's like everyone is, per capita, they're disproportionate crime, and they make it their business to highlight that. And
Mark, they call him the smartest man in the world. To me, you the dumbest. And Mark, like you said, I get it. We know that our Caucasian brothers' birth rates is lower than their death rates. I get it, but it's a way that you can preach that instead of they're just thugs. Because to him, we just thugs, though. I've seen him say this, Yeah. So to me, you can go to Mars, you can live on Mars, which I don't think will ever happen. But
there's no way we can do that.
But you preaching this, it just made me think you still a fool. You just book smart.
We got somebody in the back. Man.
I know. We got the queen. Y'all heard that, right? Booyah.
Hey,
what's up?
Sorry, I am so late. Me and my channel members are watching.
You ain't got to be sorry for nothing.
Masters of the Universe, so.
Hey, can we talk about that real quick since we all seen it now? Yeah. Y'all, I had a blast with that.
Yo,
I told you.
That was fun.
I liked the movie. I just didn't like what they did with Adam. That was my biggest thing.
I didn't care. And people were talking about the comedy. The comedy is what filled the movie up. Like on the slow scenes, the dialogue. I like the comedy.
The camp was over the top, the way that it should be. Because it reminded me of the 80s cartoons. Literally,
hey, Rose.
Everything that was missing was a bowl of Lucky Charms for me to watch.
Lorena, your mic sounds wonderful. What type of mic you on?
Thank you. HyperX.
Okay, because after
is that a new one?
After hearing D mic, I'm just it's good to hear good audio.
Bro, I told you I'm on the phone, bro. What is you saying? Why you trying to play me out, man?
I gotta throw one in for the show.
That's good quality audio. You can hear the lips part.
Yeah, it sounds really good. This is probably the best mic I've heard on a live stream. So whatever adjustments you did, keep it up. But yeah, Lorena, you did a reaction to a great movie. I'm gonna see that again. I wish I would have seen it on theaters, but I saw it on Amazon. Are we ever gonna see this movie again in a sequel form, or it flopped, right?
Yeah, it flopped. It did make the money back.
It made money in the theater. It made money, but the thing is, it's such a niche movie. It's one of those movies where, I mean, it's doing great on streaming, but that's just the thing. It was a niche thing.
Well, Lorraine, I heard sometimes streaming can save a movie. Is this the case or not?
I wouldn't say save, but I would say it's not dropping out of anybody's rotation anytime.
I mean, it seems like it's getting really good word of mouth. Like a lot of people are discovering it, and a lot of people have some great things to say about it. I mean, it's fun. That's what it is. It's entertaining.
The only bad thing about streaming, as opposed to back in the day, where you could get units sold. You could get that price per seller, your DVDs or if you're older like me, VHS. So the thing with streaming is, you can have one house. I mean, it would be the same thing with if you had the DVD or whatever. But you can just have that stream and it doesn't count. It's no real way to. The streaming can get money because you don't necessarily have to get the correct data for it. You can play with the data.
What day I heard too that the studio bypassed the theaters and that's just straight cash for them on stream.
That is true. Yeah. In that portion, yes. But again, it's like as opposed to a movie theater, every time that one person goes buy a ticket, they get something. You get the streaming, the one household pays the ticket, basically. So yes, it's all money for them, but you're not getting price per person. You know what I mean? So that's the only downside to it.
But I would say the only difference between this one is that this is a Amazon MGM production, and they're not like distributing it, like someone else's property. So that's, I would say, just like the only difference, which is why Netflix does so many, because they are the new studios, like Netflix, Apple TV, and Amazon.
I think give it soon. I think Amazon is going to be a big rival for Netflix. I can see it in the future. Think about it. Amazon is just buying all the hot franchises, the classic franchises. They a multi-billion-dollar company. All of us buy from Amazon. Let's just keep it funky.
They're getting there. You even sometimes, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can actually get the previews of the movies in the actual theater.
Lorena, I got a premiere. I saw the Superman movie 2 weeks before everybody because of that Amazon thing they were doing with the tickets. They keep doing that, and I think if they would have did that with He-Man, it would have got more people in the theaters too. They need to keep that up.
Yeah,
that's because it makes people feel like, oh, okay, I got to see it 2 weeks before. I feel like a star. You know what I mean? It give you that elite feeling. Yeah. But shout out to He-Man. I love the She-Ra drop at the end.
They gotta do that. I lost my mind.
This movie gave us everything we wanted in He-Man. Everything we wanted in He-Man. Shout out to Jared Leto.
Great job.
Yeah, I wasn't sure I was gonna like him as Skeletor, but his first line.
I heard he in some hot water though.
He always in hot water. He always do stupid stuff. He always do stupid stuff. Say stupid stuff. They
gave us Orko. What'd you guys think? Orko looked all right.
That's what I'm saying. They dropped all the good ones.
I was a little upset that I didn't see him in the movie. I'm like, where's Orko? And then he shows up literally at the perfect moment, because with every He-Man episode they have that moral lesson at the end. So I was like, okay, y'all saved him for that. Okay, all right, I'm cool with that. I really like that.
Yeah, they had us covered. It was nice.
All right, guys, the show is close to ending. Y'all look at this picture and y'all tell me, is it accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's Let me tell you how accurate it is. All right.
Break it down, Lorraine.
I'm thinking I could just buy a ticket on Tuesday, $5 day, and not have a problem. Do you know why I could only get a seat like 2 rows back from the front? I literally hardly could buy a ticket like in a comfortable spot because there were
you said at the front
buying tickets. Yeah, I had to wind up sitting in the front. You
see, Lorena,
all the way in the back.
What I do, Lorena, I always sit at the front, and the reason why I sit at the front is because I don't want to be disturbed, and I don't like people talking. Nobody never sit at the very front, so I always sit at the very center front. Because I remember one time, and I don't mean to throw you out, Lorena, but it was this little boy I was watching Force Awakens, and he was talking to, it was just him, he was a little boy, and his sister, whatever, cousin, whatever, and he's like, okay, this is the part when they do this. You know, I don't like Jedis because they don't use their lightsaber. Anyways, look at that guy. That means he's a stormtrooper. I almost told that boy, would you shut the fuck up? That boy talked through that whole movie and ruined it for me. And then when he got up and left, I heard the dude, I turned around and looked at the dude. He said, could you believe that little bastard? I said, I couldn't believe he talked through the whole movie.
I usually
Bro, I'm gonna tell you what I had to do. I sat in because I was in AMC and I had to sit. I went to the spot where you're not supposed to sit, but it's the reserved seat. I got one of them seats. I took one of them seats. I'm taking it. I did. There wasn't nobody there. Bro, wasn't nobody there. Come on, man.
That little boy made me really reflect when I got home because I said, am I a punk for not checking that little boy?
Check us at the front of the heathen.
Because when I in the whole movie, if I go off on this little boy, I might set it off and I might have to fight somebody. But then I think, Mark, I should have just went ahead and did it and sacrificed everything. Because the little boy from the crawl, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the end crawl.
Look, I feel your pain.
I would have told him to shut up.
You don't want to be on World Star Hip Hop fighting no little kid, man, in the movie theater. That's beneath you, bro.
But it wasn't me fighting the kid. I was thinking the daddy or the mama, and I didn't want to go there.
Nah.
But bro, I paid for that. I haven't seen Star Wars in years, and the little boy I had to go back the next day and watch it. But I want YouTube. I'm sorry, but I wanted to kill that little boy.
But you didn't, and I respect you for that.
I didn't, YouTube.
Listen, Fatal. All you got to do is say, can you please shut the F up? That's what you got to do.
And D, he was one of those little scrawny, annoying little nerd boy. And you don't know nothing about Jedi's, but I'm gonna tell you to this movie. Anyways, that's Luke Skywalker. You know, I'm like,
it's ways you can do that. All you got to do if you don't, you just do one of these. You just do one of these. You sit right here. You do right here. You be like.
You're right. They're slow turn.
You do the slow turn. You got to turn around.
They're slow turn. You can't do it too quick either. You got to do it slow.
No, you got to do the slow. Literally, you got to be. They see that blah 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 blah. You be like,
yeah.
You gotta look at him, look at the parents, then look at him, and then look.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do. And they be quiet.
But
they be quiet. They be like.
But that's why I felt like a punk. It wasn't no adults next to him. It was he must get on his mama's nerve. Because
that's probably what happened.
Yeah, she dropped him off.
Dropped them off.
Dropped him off. Said, "You take care of your sister," and he's probably like, "I don't even want to freaking be here. Okay, how can I use this to my advantage? Okay, I'm gonna talk about the whole movie anyway. That's how
the whole movie.
But that's where I had to sit because it was so crowded, and I had families on one side, families on the other side, and that whole theater, everybody was in it. They were clapping for like 2 minutes. At the end of the movie, and people stayed all the way to the end. Okay, maybe not everybody, but most.
I say to the end too.
The people who don't really know about.
By the way, just so you know, I wasn't the only one who did that either. it was somebody who did it even worse. There was a lady across from me, bro. She took 2 seats. There was nobody with her. 2 seats. I was like, that's wild.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all another funny story, and then we're gonna get to the talking about this movie. And Fox was right next to me. Me and Fox went to go see, what was that? I think they showed Phantom Menace again on theaters. And this old woman with a big, huge butt. And I'm talking about
Yo, Fatal. Yo, how you started out like that? This old lady with his big butt.
Okay, this woman though, for real, she had like an abnormal butt, and you could tell like she was in her late 60s, 70s, and she sat right next to me. And I wasn't really tripping on that. You know, it was plenty of space. I don't know why she sat by me, but she sat down. And then some point in the movie, like a lot of minutes had went by, I was looking for my phone. And I said, what's going on? Because I see you keep searching. And I said, I can't find my phone. And I went go outside, looked in my car, come find. I said, oh, lost my phone. And you know, when you lose your phone, you can't think properly or enjoy.
Yeah.
Do you know this big butt helper was sitting on my phone? I said, boy, when I realized she was sitting on my phone, I said, ma'am, I think you're sitting on my phone. She said, oh, I am? She didn't even feel it. And she reached under, boy, my phone was hot. Like,
I hope you put sanitizer on that.
Y'all remember when they said,
oh, no.
Y'all remember when they said the phones was blowing up? Y'all remember when they said the phones was exploding because they were getting too hot? That's how hot my phone, and she didn't even feel it.
Oh, God, I can't.
She didn't even
no.
You know, I need to come up with a new show called Nightmare at the Theaters or something. You know what I'm saying? And ask Fox if I'm lying. Fox will tell you she was sitting on my phone.
Did she have to go like all the way around to get it? She did.
No,
she had to go.
She did this. Like the arm didn't just go down, it went around and under.
Oh my God.
And my phone was so hot. My phone was hot. Like it, bro, it was like that phone came out. Boy, it was like that phone came out the oven, bro. It was hot.
Right here, just take it.
And this the cold thing about it, Mark.
I would have Lysoled it, Febrezed it.
She didn't
It's gone, bro.
She didn't even feel the heat. She didn't feel the heat.
Oh, Lord.
And
that's
I looked
wild.
at Fox didn't even look at me. He was just like this. He was just like this, laughing hard. You know. Matter of fact, it wasn't Star Wars we were watching. We were watching Top Gun, the new one.
Top Gun. Okay.
Yeah. And I got upset because the movie was getting good. This was like the third act where they had to do that impossible mission.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, my phone, this is getting good. Yeah. But let's go.
If you lose your phone, it'll definitely distract you from seeing anything else.
Bro, we don't got to attach to this.
Is that the phone that was in her ass?
No, this a new one. This a new one, Mark. I promise you it's a new one. This is a new phone. I'm definitely gonna clip this and we're gonna I'm gonna turn this into a video. But ladies and gentlemen, the topic of the night, Spider-Man, brand new day.
Brand new day.
What do you
Mark, you saw it?
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he got a video about it. Let me ask y'all something. Out of No Way Home, Homecoming, Far From Home, and Brand New Day, what are y'all rankings? Let's do a real quick ranking. What y'all think?
Of the Holland Spider-Man?
The Hollands,
yeah. The Holland. We got 4, right? It's 4 of them?
It's 4 of them now,
I've only seen 2.
Yeah.
So
okay, Lorena, which one you didn't see? I'm curious about that.
I saw No Way Home, So I saw that.
Okay, that was good.
And then I saw.
Well, that's the one before this, right?
That's the one before this, the
That's
last
the
one.
one before this. So I saw, and I only saw that one because I had a hunch that Tobey Maguire was going to show up. So that's the only reason that I went. And I went that weekend before people could spoil it and say, guess what? Tobey Maguire showed up in it. So I went to see that. I still like that one.
You like that one the best?
Better than this one.
Okay.
The third one's always going to be my favorite one, but this one comes in a very, very close second. I was not disappointed. I go back and see it again.
What's the other one that you seen? The one where he went on the trip?
No, Far From Home. The one with all the spikes.
Yeah, that's the one he went to Paris. Remember?
Was it Paris?
Yeah, he. It might have been some other place. I ain't seen it. Yeah, Far From Home. The reason why this one hit with me and Mark, anybody on the panel can. Yeah, he got hit hard.
You know what? I gotta point this out. The Punisher was the Punisher.
The Punisher was dope in this.
Exactly how he was written, and I keep telling people, I said, this is the difference between Sony and between Disney, because Columbia Pictures writes Spider-Man a whole heck of a lot differently than Disney does, and they do it better.
When I seen Punisher going at Hulk, that kind of got me chills. I was not expecting to see that. I was not expecting. Now Hulk gonna eat those bullets easily. That kind of took me out the movie too at the same time, but I enjoyed it on a comic book factor, you know. And I want to say this, and then I'm gonna let everybody else have a panel. The reason why this might be my favorite movie is because this was probably the most accurate Tom Holland comic book movie as far as in those classic Spider-Man comic books. Spider-Man is a hero, but he gonna always go back to that crappy life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when MJ told him, I just don't love you. I don't know who you are, man. That's comic book
talking
stuff,
spoilers
you know?
here.
Yeah,
So,
spoilers.
You know, heads up, we are talking spoilers here. All right, so give people a warning. But this is easily my favorite of the Holland Spider-Mans, because honestly, man, you know, after collecting the comic, you know, for my entire childhood, it's like this just felt like Spider-Man all day to me. Like what you're saying, Fatal, you know, how he just can't get his personal life together, you know. And for everyone who's ever felt like they're on the outside looking in, and let's be honest, we're all some geeky nerds and all that stuff. It's like we all have had that feeling where we're on the outside looking in, and they nailed it right from the beginning when he's like looking at the phone and he's watching how MJ and Ned are living their lives, but he knows that he can't be a part of it. Like I felt that, man. It's like I'm like, oh man, you know, this, you know, right there. It's like that's Peter Parker. You know, he can't share what he's going through. He can't share, even if it wasn't for the spell. He's always been that way. You know, people just are not. They just can't get on the inside of where he's at. They can't, and he can't get where they are, and it's the source of a lot of frustration for him. You know what I mean? So seeing him finally be this way, it adds to his character because there's no more Mr. Stark.
It ain't nobody he could depend on either, like you said with Starks and his Aunt May. He can't depend on Aunt May either. He all on his own.
And the movie is very honest because he has to face that inside of himself. It makes him stronger. It makes him Spider-Man. You know, there's a point towards the end of the movie where he has to accept who he is and how he is. You know, that's why, you know, when it came to the way he was mutating and stuff like that, he said, I am both. You know, I'm that man, and I'm also this aggressive part too. The aggression has to come out because of how he, you know, I guess he restrains himself. He keeps so much inside of himself. And I can relate to that too. You know, I think all of us have something of a dark side. All of us have, you know, this thing where you want to be the best that you can be, but at the same time, the world does kind of do something to you. It changes you.
Yeah.
You know, so and also, you know, in closing, I will say this because I mentioned it in my review. Indeed, you got to feel me on this. As New Yorkers, New York looked great. You know, and I think that also adds to it as well because
New York was a part of like a character to me in this.
That's what they say, and it's like the old Spider-Man comics. The way Steve Ditko used to draw Spider-Man in the city, you used to feel like you were in the city.
Yeah,
so you see him now. These are some of the best web swinging sequences.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes. When when he first took Mary Jane, said, "Hey, look here, hey, we got to get out of here," and they started swinging. I was like, "Dang, this looks so good." Him swinging through the city like that. Hey man,
absolutely.
And I'm gonna add this, and I'm gonna let the panel go. Dang, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, the reason why Spider-Man is the most popular character, even more popular than Batman, is because Spider-Man is the everyday man. He not rich. He go through challenges every day. You know, when he take off that mask, he going back to a sad life. You know,
really, really sad because all the Spider-Man issues that I would read, and there's one that I have that's extremely special, and I actually need to put it up in my office. It's the one that has him, and then it has him putting a ring on Mary Jane's finger, and Stan Lee wrote a whole like editorial about that. He's just like, you know what? He's always broke. He's always fighting this. He never seems to be able to get anything for himself because he is so busy saving everybody in the city that he doesn't have time to do anything for himself. So he said, for those of you who thought that I was doing the wrong thing, okay, I can't do anything about that. But he said him getting together with MJ, he said he needs to have at least one win in his life. And he said, I think you would agree that this was worth the win for him getting, because it seemed like he just could not catch a break at all. You know, I mean, at all, between J. Jonah Jameson ripping him a new ass because he didn't get pictures of Spider-Man the way that he wanted. You know, he is the everyday man. You know,
there were early.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry, Raina. No, I was going to say there were literally comics in the beginning, especially when he was still in school, where the comic would end with him crying. You know, like he would literally be crying, talking about why can't anything ever work for me, you know, and all this stuff. And and that would be the end of the comic. It was like, I'm sitting there like, it's like, and he just got through saving people, all this stuff, but then something happens in his personal life, you know, and it's like, you know, like you said, maybe you know, JJ, maybe he's going at him, you know, he's bashing them, and it's like, after all I've done, these people, they never, you know. So, and as a kid, you know, I remember reading that, like, you know, with all the stuff that I was going through back then, it's like, this is my dude, you know what I mean? Because and yet he would still get back up, you know. And I really, what can I say? I love the character.
My first comic book of Spider-Man, because this was like when I was 7 years old. I still remember, and it used to be like a Dollar Tree, like they sell everything for $1, and it had Spider-Man parents that came back from the dead, and throughout the whole comic book, Spider-Man is having a good relationship, catching a mom. Dad, where y'all been? At the end of the comic, they were freaking clones, and he had to fight them, man.
Yeah.
This man got a messed up life. You know?
It was rough, man.
He got a messed up life. What did y'all think about the Hulk? D, what did you think about the Hulk? Okay, speak on.
Hold on. I gotta give you my take, my overall on this. So I want to agree with what Mark was saying. I could not stand as much as the other ones were okay. I forget which one. I think the one they went to the field trip was my least favorite one. But overall, the thing that I didn't like about Tom Holland's Spider-Man was the Iron Boy. I hated that with every color passion. To hate it, I hated that. I love the fact that he's finally Spider-Man, Peter Parker. I'm just gonna annoy some people out there right now. Notice how nobody gets this hype for anybody except for Peter Parker, the Spider-Man. Not a Spider-Man, the Spider-Man. Not Ben Reilly, not Miles Morales, not anything else. You know, I'm starting some shit. I'm going to tell you. And the reason why is because, like you said, he's the every person superhero. And you know what? I didn't need him to be Brown. I didn't need him to be anything else. I needed Peter Parker because he transcended that. And my connection with him was because of the fact that, like I told you guys earlier, I was the nerd that got picked on. I was Peter Parker. That was me as a kid. So that's what connected me with him. By the way, I just want to tell something. A side note: you showed that one clip. You know that move that he does with the hand? That's from Ultimate Alliance. That's his ultimate move of Ultimate Alliance. When he does that, when he webs everybody up.
Oh yeah.
When he webs everybody, that's the move from the video game.
Hey,
I was like, they put that in there.
But
them
new powers was fire.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, he was like, "Freak it, I ain't holding back." And he went full mutant on them. You know what? Did y'all feel Jean Grey though? It worked well the way they written her in there.
Yeah. I wish they didn't make her a villain, but you know, whatever.
I mean,
well, she really wasn't a villain though. The way they
I know she wasn't.
It was more of just you screwed me over, so I'm just basically coming back for revenge for that. I mean, before the way that they did it, before we found out it was Jean Grey, I thought that was a really cool plot line because it reminded me of this one movie that Denzel Washington was in, and I can't remember the name of it.
I know what you're talking about. It's called Fallen.
Yeah, and he could.
That's where they took that
from. Oh yes, yeah.
That's
I remember that.
Reminded me of because I'm like, what?
Yeah. It was Aziel. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be Aziel.
Aziel.
Like,
yeah.
Which kind of villain was this? I can't remember which one it was, but
that movie scared me when I was little.
Sadie Sink did a good job. She was okay. It was
Let me just say too, before we get too far away from it, Raina, it's like that movie of Fallen, that the very first line always trips me up. You know, when he says, "Let me tell you about the time I almost died." And I'm like, oh man! Like by the end, we understood what he meant by that.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this movie.
Man, that movie messed me up as a kid. My dad was watching that. I was like, what the freak? This satanic stuff.
That movie tripped me out because it was just like we forgot what he said, what he really meant in the beginning. We didn't figure that out until the end of the movie.
And it took me, like, when he first said it, I was like, that's a weird thing to say. You know, but then it made sense at the end. I was like, oh my God. So I respect the hell out of that movie, the way they did what they did. But Sadie Sink, by the way, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I love Max, from Stranger Things and all that stuff.
That's what she's from?
Yeah, that's right. Stranger Things. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think she did a great job. I know she killed people, because I see this has become something.
The Punisher kills people.
A subject here. You got to keep in mind, man, Professor X, Charles, he exists for a reason. It's like he's reeling these kids in. He's saving them from themselves. It's like, I don't have a problem with them portraying her the way that she was portrayed. Like, I know she was going hard and all that stuff, but there was a reason for it, And I don't know. It's like, I don't, like, I know, like, I see people making the equivalency between this and, what was it, Wonder Woman 84 and WandaVision, as far as, like, putting your will on other people. And she did that. The only question is, should she have faced the consequences for it? Because basically he just let her go. So that is a question. It's a valid question. But, people acting like this is a deal breaker. I was way too entertained, honestly.
No,
yeah.
It wasn't.
So with that being said, as far as the reason why he let her go, you got to remember, they were sharing a mind. That's the part people forgetting. He seen that she wasn't evil. She was misguided, yes, but she wasn't evil. That's why I said go. That's a key thing there. They shared a mind. So she felt him and he felt her. And he's like, you're not a bad person. You need to just go. You made some mistakes. You did it wrong. Just do better, basically. And that's basically what he did. So because he's like, if they take her again, they're gonna put her in another lab. So that's not gonna work, right? So, and besides, let's be 100%. Everybody seems to say, oh, blah blah blah. Do you understand? Let's back it up. We were talking about this person earlier today. His code name was Weapon X. Notice the weapon part. Wolverine was a killer, an absolute killer. And what is he? He's one of the most popular X-Men. So I don't want to hear this, oh, she did kill people. Yeah, so what? That's some Rogue was evil too. Rogue did bad stuff. She took all of Captain Marvel's power.
Do people
I'm just saying.
realize how much of a body count the X-Men have?
Yes.
Maybe y'all didn't read the comics the way that I did.
Exactly, they didn't.
Body count. One of the reasons, like you guys were saying, the reason that Professor X had that school was for a lot of young mutants who could not control their powers. And it's like, basically, we put you here, we teach you not only how to use your powers, but how to integrate into society with those powers. But the X-Men were murking many people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll say this too, the movie pulled off a miracle for me because I swear my heart has softened to Zendaya. I'm it sounds weird for me to say it out loud. I feel like I'm in Alcoholics Anonymous or something, but it's
you want to know why though, Mark? I'm gonna tell you why you feel that way. She don't get her and Tom, since we first saw them, they don't got better as actors. And two, they married, so they got that chemistry.
Yeah, and her approach to the character, you're right. That's probably what it is. And also they didn't compromise. Like my son tripped me out because we went to go see it, and all that stuff. And the part where she lures him in, like he's thinking that they're having this reconciliation, right? This was the coldest part of the movie.
That was a good scene.
And she got all of us with that. You know what I mean?
She did.
That's acting. She damn sure got me.
Not me.
She tricked me, Lorena.
I thought she was falling for it too. I did.
Yeah. This is the woman thing. A woman can see through this, right? But we were all
that's why. Exactly. Notice how it was just the guys that fell for it.
Because let me tell you something, my son, right? It's like at that part when he realized that it was Jean, like this kid literally did, oh, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, because he was in it, But that part right there, like I said, that was so cold-blooded. And in the end, they didn't compromise the spell, because the whole time I was thinking they're gonna get back together. She's gonna recognize him, whatever.
I thought she was gonna break the spell with love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? If they would have did that, I would have got up and walked out. Really.
Yeah.
Because it's just
I think that
you need to have the stakes the way that they are. They need to be high stakes. She does not remember anything.
Yeah, I think
just to have her just conveniently.
I think they're gonna do like they did with Gamora and Star-Lord. I think she's gonna fall back in love with him. It's gonna take time, but I think it will happen.
You wrong. They never did fall back in love, Gamora and Peter. They didn't fall back in love.
They didn't yet. I think they might.
No,
they might.
James Gunn
is
done.
About this movie more than any other MCU movie is that it wasn't afraid to be quiet when it needed to be. Like when he comes back to the Punisher's place and MJ is there and she's got the letter, it was so pin drop quiet, and he just comes in and she's just holding the letter. It's very, very quiet. And I love the fact that the first thing she said was, "Did you want me to find this?" Like to me, that was so honest in that moment. Like, because she doesn't love him, she barely recognizes him. What else could she think if she's reading this letter? She doesn't like, what is this? You know what I mean? So I love the way that she delivered that line. Did you want me to find this? Like I was like, okay, Zendaya, I see you. Like I like the way she put her thing down. So yeah.
When she told him,
also some good, not to interrupt you, Fatal, but that's also really good writing because one of the things that the MCU has been screwing up for the past 10 years is how to write relationships between people. And there needs to be space in films for certain characters to either redefine the relationship or go deeper into the relationship or define exactly what that is. So I have to really give them credit, like you were saying, Mark, for taking the space out to reconcile that fact, because we kept seeing the letter. We kept seeing him with the darn letter, and then they finally gave us the payoff where they gave us enough space for the characters to react for what that letter was, you know, for what that letter was about.
Yeah, absolutely. And the theater was quiet with them, you know, so that's what it's like they had us, you know, and I really do appreciate that. You know, I once again, Sadie Sink at the end, when she realizes what VMAX is, and when she delivers those lines, my sister died in this room. Like, this is the last thing my sister has seen. Like, the way she brought it up, like, you knew bad news was going to happen here. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, she was all messed up looking. Like, it's like they brought it home, the anguish of it all.
And another thing too, like, you know, they sit there and say, but you know, just think about Jean. You do understand Jean has that evilness in her to become the Dark Phoenix. Now, granted, the Dark Phoenix is a copy of her, but it literally copied everything from her. So that darkness in Jean is there to be that powerful and be that dark. So, you know, and I know that's deep comic book lore because some people might not have read, but the Dark Phoenix, the actual Dark Phoenix is a clone of Jean, not really Jean, but it cloned her all the way to the microscopic version of her that it had all her flaws, and that flaw that she has to be destructive, that's the legit flaw she has, legit, and that's why Professor X. If you guys don't remember, I'll give you a little lore. Remember in X3, I hate that they made it such a terrestrial thing, but you remember he locked off parts of Jean because of that.
That's right.
He locked off because she could do that. People forget that. They're like, oh, this is it. No, Professor X locked that off for her. I don't understand. Like, people act like they give you all this stuff like they try to catch you at home, but they basically tell on yourself. You don't know anything about the character. You don't.
Oh yeah. Now, before we end the show, boy, this is impressive. It hit 1 billion within a week. Within a freaking week.
Not even. It's not even. What, has it been a week yet? Is it a week?
Not a complete week. No.
Oh, you right.
No, it wasn't a complete week. No.
And I want to say this too.
It hit 1 billion yesterday, right? It hit 1 billion yesterday. So it actually started. The previews was Thursday. So it actually hit 1 billion before a week. It hit 1 billion before a week.
To our anti-woke brethren, all that ranting and raving and crying about Black Helen and all this stuff.
Helen of Detroit, that nonsense.
Look like it went to waste. Look like it went to waste.
The problem is, you know, and I'm glad you brought up Zendaya, Mark, because that seems to be a bit of contention for people too. It's like they have some kind of resentment for Zendaya, like she's not pretty. I'm like, are you actually kidding me? Between her and freaking Lupita, they're like, oh, they're not pretty. Are you kidding me?
And Tom Holland, her and Punisher, MJ, and Spider-Man in this too.
Yeah, all three of them.
Yeah.
They said Zendaya is the #1 Hollywood girl for hits, because you know she is Dune too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, she got a fantastic purse. That purse is gonna be serious this year.
She gonna be the next, because you know Scarlett is the hit girl. Samuel Jackson is the hit guy, and look like Zendaya is gonna be the new one.
Zoe Saldana did good too. You know.
Oh yes. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Well, Odyssey almost hit 1 billion already too. Nice.
Yeah,
Very
that's
nice.
what I was saying. It's all that anti-woke and all that.
I mean,
again, that's like I said when I talked about the Odyssey yesterday. Listen, we already know. Let's just, again, I'm gonna say this for everybody. I'm putting this in the ether, so on a bigger platform than on mine. Let's be 100%. We were just talking about it earlier. Hollywood not the fans, not black people as in general. It's Hollywood. The white people in Hollywood, the people who are in charge of stuff, they're the ones who do the swappings. Let's put that shit to the side. We know they're going to keep swapping. Was the movie good or not? Because you know they're going to swap. Was the movie good or not? And when I left the Odyssey, I didn't hate it. I'm just saying, I didn't hate it. I liked the movie.
But this the kicker though, D. Even before we were born, they was race swapping. Look at Catwoman, Arthur Kidd.
Yeah.
Was we born in? Y'all might have been.
They were doing.
I wasn't born yet. I saw it.
Arthur Kidd? Nah, I think that's before all of our time, bro.
That's but ain't Arthur and not to throw you off, Lauren. That's race swap.
It was a race swap, but it was more of the strength of who the actor was. Yeah. That's what it was. It's like, okay, you're going to cast, Lawrence Fishburne, and you're going to cast, Samuel L. Jackson. Who's going to say anything about that? Hardly anybody, because it's who they are and who they are as actors with their particular craft. Now you have a group, or for the past 10 years, you've got a group of Hollywood idiots who are just like, you know what? We need to jump on that woke train and we can make some money. So what the heck? Race swap here, you get one, you get one, you get one. We just don't care. And it's another form of tokenism. But who winds up catching the fire for that? The actor that gets caught, because you have the people in these, quote, anti-woke spaces, and you all know who you are. The first thing that they'll do is start turning their ire at the person who got cast for that, basically trying to say, well, they shouldn't have took that part. Well, who are you to tell somebody what to do so they can eat?
Who you tell somebody not to eat? If somebody say, listen, I got a job for you. It's legal money. You ain't doing nothing illegal. You're free, and we're gonna give you multi-million dollars. I'm gonna take that job. Listen, and again, you're talking to somebody. I don't like swaps. I'll be 100% tell you I don't like them. But if somebody came to Damaj and I and said, "Hey D, I want you to play, I don't know, whatever. Think of a character. You want me to play something that used to be white, and it's gonna be, and we're gonna give you $10 million." I'm like, where do I sign?
Hey.
I'm gonna look you right in the face. Where do I sign?
That's like Steve Harvey. What's the man that played in Green Mile that died? What's that man's name?
Duncan.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Okay, Duncan played a gorilla in Planet of Apes. And Steve Harvey was like, hey man, why you played a monkey? And Michael Clark Duncan said, they paid me $10 million for that role. And Steve Harvey said, where's my banana? Can I play him too?
Shit, man.
But hey, let me say this real quick to y'all mother freakers, because Fatal J, I'm a huge Greek mythology fan ever since I was a little kid. I know about all the characters. Let me tell y'all something about you stupid mother freakers out there. Talking about, it's not like Homer's book. This is the kicker, you dumb mother freakers. In the beginning, it wasn't never a book. It was just word of mouth. It was a tale that people would tell each other when they would go on journeys and stuff like that. It was never a book. It became a book centuries later. So quit lying, talking about, it's not like the Lord. It was just a tale that they told each other. All right, I'm done.
I just think
most stories were like that. It was just a tale.
Yeah.
I tend to agree, more.
It was a poem. That's right.
There's also an aspect of exploitation here, and that's something that's been something I've been talking about for years. And that's the thing. It's like, these dudes, a lot of these, the white guys who are talking about this, it's like they're missing that point. It's like, like what D is saying. It's like, first of all, we didn't ask for it, and second of all, there's a reason why we shouldn't appreciate it too much either, because they're not really giving us lasting heroes, stories, legends when they put us into these roles, because sooner or later they're just going to revert back to the way it was. We all know there's going to be another Odyssey that's going to be made, and Helen of Troy is going to be white again. You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, you're just using it as a gimmick, right? And aside from what they're saying over there, I don't see where I have a lot of interest in that, because if I'm trying to show something to my kid or kids and things like that. It's showing the kids something that they can honestly latch on to. That's artificial. This is the reason why Black Panther hit so hard the way it did in 2018. You know, when I did the video of the children dancing on the desk, they were all excited, they were all happy, and then you take that away from them. Oh, but you give them Black Captain America, but it doesn't hit the same way. Why is that? It's because they're not sensing the honesty of it. All I want is the honesty of it. They're not going to realize their potential unless you want their potential to be, you want to be like them. You know what I mean? And that's where I have to cry foul, you know, because we want something more than that. You don't want the message to be, as a Black kid, the best you can be is a white person.
Mm-hmm.
You want them to see something that is honest to themselves. Mm-hmm. You know, so that's the reason why race swapping doesn't work for me in all cases. Like we said, you know, if it's like Samuel Jackson and it's, you know, Nick Fury or something like that, that might be different. But let's say they did Black Luke Skywalker. You know, that doesn't work, man. You know, Luke Skywalker is a legend. Luke Skywalker is always going to be Luke Skywalker. So, you know, go ahead.
Mark, you just said something that just made me think about it real quick. And I'm like, you said when they had Black Panther, everybody was happy, you know, and all that stuff like that. And you have Black Captain America, it didn't hit as hard. And it just dawned on me. The reason why that doesn't really hit as hard is because you have a subsection of people on this side of the world who, for some reason, hate America, and they just happen to be Black and brown, and they'll be the first to tell you, "Oh, America is instant phobe," and blah blah blah. So it's kind of strange if you think about that, because then you have a Black Captain America, then you have people who say, "Oh, well, he should be Captain America," but at the same time, you have a almost like a opposing force of wits saying, "Oh, well, I can't stand America. America is this and that, and it's slavery and this and that," and that's why the Black Captain America didn't work. And that's why it won't work, because of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's I just thought about that, and that's why it doesn't work, because you have, and it's not even just with, you know, Black people. You have a subsection of young people in general, but it's more to the point that it was a Black Captain America. But you have a lot of young people today who, for whatever reason, think that this country is the worst. Mind you, they've never been anywhere other than this country, and then like and they just try to dump on this country, and that's why it probably didn't work. You know,
it's a very good point.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we don't hit that mark.
Yep, Mike sounds crazy right now.
Who, my mic?
Yes.
Is it too high, low, or what? Is it choppy?
It was blaring just now. Wasn't it blaring? Was that just me?
That might have just been you, bro.
No, now it sounds better. What did you do?
I didn't
just
do
changed it. See, he changed it.
Bro, I literally did nothing.
Probably just the way he sat down, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. We're going to go around the panel. Give your rating of the Spider-Man movie, starting with Mark.
I gave it 0 flushes. 0 flushes. I was highly entertained, and 0 flushes doesn't mean it was perfect. It just means I had fun. And I just want to say this real quick, because I know we're closing it out. Like, I see the talk going around now. Somebody has decided they're going to make a video and pick this movie apart, and it's changing a lot of minds because, you know, people are influential. So people who saw the movie before and loved it, now they're looking at these little nitpicks and they're not liking it now and everything. Listen, man, the bottom line is, did you have fun? Was it a fun movie? You know, was it an insult?
Thank you.
It's like,
thank you.
It's like, I do feel like we've lost some of that, you know, like over the years. It's like, you know, maybe we're just scarred or, you know, traumatized or whatever, but you have to learn how to have fun in a movie again.
Mark, is it that people see it differently, or they found a little spot to make more money?
Well, those people, yes, but the ones they influence, those are the ones that I don't like. Like, I understand the grift, I get that part, you know, but I'm disappointed in people who saw it, loved it. Now they're like, you know what? That's right. That was stupid. It's like, come on, man, you have fun. You have fun.
Yeah.
You know?
D, what's your score?
Like I said, when I came out fresh out of the theater, I gave it a 9. I'm going to stick with that. I'm just like Mark. I had a great time. You know, listen, and to the point what you said, you could pick apart every movie. I could pick apart the original trilogy. That's by far, to me, that is the GOAT of all movies for me. I could pick that apart, but I'm not going to because I had a great time. That's the same thing. Like I said, when I came out of the theater, when I came out of the Odyssey, I'm like, listen, we know they're going to do the swappings. You know, always going to happen. Did I have a good time? And I think that, and one of the things I think, is we doing a YouTube, we've gotten to the point where we think, or I guess we would think that we're like the Siskel and Ebert, where you have to always have one good and one bad. And it's always got to be this. It's not about, hey, did I have a good time? Did I leave that theater pissed off that I spent $20, or did I leave that theater say, okay, I'm okay that $20 I spent? That should be it.
It was worth it.
That's it. Yeah.
It was worth it. Lorena, what about you? Okay, Lorena, what's your score?
Well, I have 2, and I always have 2.
Okay.
I always have one that's unbiased, which to gentleman's point, did I have fun watching the movie? Yes or no? So that's my unbiased review. My biased one is when I'm like, okay, well, I saw this plot hole, well, we saw this coming. They could have tightened this up a little bit better. All right, that admits my bias. So my unbiased review, I gave it a 9. I absolutely freaking enjoyed it. And on a superficial note, I enjoyed the fact that you got to see Peter Parker web slinging around New York City, because with every film we get to see more footage of him actually doing that, which is what we saw in the comic books. Bias review, I gave it an 8. I mean, Jean Grey as the big bad, I wasn't really feeling it, but I can see why they casted her. They pretty much did as much as they could do with it. And the Punisher was the foul-mouthed Punisher that I expected him.
The Punisher was great.
The Punisher was awesome.
Have y'all seen that Punisher?
I gave it an 8, but I will say, maybe this is just me, did the CGI Hulk look better in this movie?
Yes.
Yeah, he did. Because they made him Savage Hulk. So he got jacked. He wasn't like. You seen the difference? You see the difference between him being, when she was mind controlling him, he was still like the Professor Hulk side. But then when he lost it, you saw him get, because remember, the madder he gets, the bigger and stronger he gets. So that's where you saw the Savage Hulk. So he looked like the model for Edward Norton's Hulk. That's the model it looked like. Like he looked like that model almost.
Okay, because I thought that was just me. I'm just.
Yeah, he looked like that model. But that's the model he should have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I appreciated about that too is his transformation scene when he's turning into Savage Hulk. For the first, I mean, I really felt that Banner was trying to really hold him back. You know, like when he's trying, you know, and he's like, go, whatever. And it's like, you felt that, you know, but the rage was just, it overtook him. And the only thing that could have happened was we were going to get that Savage Hulk. He wasn't going to come out of that any other way. So it's like, I really love that.
When he slung Spider-Man like Loki, I thought that was it for Spider-Man. Bro, that was
Spider-Man has high endurance, bro. His endurance is very high.
I get he's superhuman, but bro, them was some vicious hits.
Yeah.
That Hulk was putting on Spider-Man. Because you got to admit though, Spider-Man got super strength, but he ain't got Hulk strength though.
No.
And I thought it was a blast watching Spider-Man and the Punisher going at him. You know what I mean?
I like
that. That was so much fun.
You know what? I'm glad you said, because we didn't talk about that enough. I loved how, again, Peter Parker is one of the smartest people in the Marvel comics. In the Marvel Universe, he's one of the smartest. There's only a few people smarter than him. And to be fair, him and Tony were almost... Tony might have had a little bit more tech because of the money, but that's about it. But Peter Parker is very, very smart. You have to see.
Ain't Reed the smartest?
Yeah, he's the smartest.
They sent T'Challa up there too. Top 5. Top
Yeah, he is. You got to think about it. So what they did do in WandaVision, the Illuminati is supposed to have T'Challa in it too.
Yeah.
That crew is supposed to have T'Challa. But my point being is the fact that Peter can't beat the Hulk in raw strength. I love the fact that he was strategically webbing him in places because he's smart. He strategically webbing him in all kinds of places to get him to slow down. And that's how Peter would fight the Hulk. That's legitimately how he would fight him.
All right. On that note, it's getting kind of late. Mark.
All right, y'all.
I've been doing videos on YouTube again. I mean, it's like 10 views on Rumble versus you know what I mean, like 1,000 on YouTube. So
yeah,
I've been talking about things that I feel is important, like I normally do. So yeah, just come by the channel. I'm here on YouTube talking about a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of controversy, around these movies now. So as usual, I'm talking about the controversy and the stories around the movies. So drop into the channel. The comment section is always live. So I'll be happy to see you. Definitely so.
And in the comment section, they know how to hit your nerves. You try to ignore it, but sometimes you just can't do it though.
No,
man,
sometimes I got time.
Yeah,
bro. You know what? Like I said, Mark, I told you that a couple of weeks ago. I said I felt proud. I said my big bro be proud of me. I got them calling me a coon in my comment section. I was so happy. I was proud. I was like, they finally gave you one.
Wear it like a badge of honor, my brother. I do.
D, what do people can find you?
You catch me in my channel, DMAJINI. Like I said, I'm putting the back burner on doing my live streams like this just because me doing it on the phone it's not working for me. So I am saving up to get me my rig, but in between then, I'm just gonna be doing Spellbroken Gaming to compensate for my lives. So you get me playing the game and I'll throw in some commentary during that. Obviously, I stick more to the shorts because YouTube is BSing. I'm like, you know what? I don't got time to be doing 5-6 hour editing, so I just do shorts now. Because if I get the views, I get the views. If I don't, they wasn't paying me anyway. So it sucks because next year we'll make it 10 years. I'll be on YouTube. I've been on YouTube longer than this. My channel been there, but as far as me doing this, it's gonna be 10 years next May. 10 years, and I still haven't broke 2,000 subs. You gotta love YouTube.
Make shorts out of your old videos, man. You had a lot of good moments over the years. You can do a best of on YouTube.
Mark, I noticed you've been doing it. Yeah. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. I'll have to.
Lorena, where can the people find you?
You can find me on my channel. The Spice Lounge will actually start back up next Thursday. I got a lot of movies I have to catch up on watching, so that's when Spice Lounge will start back up. I can't wait to get back and get into it because there's so much stuff I've just been seeing going on. Haven't been able to comment, but I will starting next Thursday. So y'all can catch me then. Planning to hopefully get back to some gaming. Started playing Nikke Goddess of Victory, so I may stream that. We'll see. Waifus with guns.
We'll
My
see.
kind of game.
Okay. Dark Council will return in 2 weeks. Continue smashing that like button if you are part of the replay crew. Thank you for the super chat love. Y'all continue smashing that like button. Take this stream, share it to a friend on your phone. Because some of y'all are watching this on your phone. We appreciate y'all. Still there. Thank you for the memberships. Thank y'all so much. Like Michael Jackson said, the man in the mirror. Oh yeah.
Anyway, now that we're at the bar, I am contemplating mysteries of the universe as to why and how did I get tricked into this. Shout out to the Lord Commander Demogeny.